Yeah. This when you put it like in front of him like that, and they see it. Needs to be up on the wall.
Good morning, everybody in Macon, Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Thursday, March 21st, 2013. It's 8:07:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's, I think, 38 degrees, 30-something degrees?
Yes!
Yeah, 38 degrees. Ooh,
38 degrees!
38 degrees with a high of 57 and a low of 39. So grab your jackets or vests or something, just in case.
That's right. Good morning, everybody. As you can tell, Irving is still asleep. Irving has rough nights sometimes, but we're going to get him up in a minute. We're going to get him up. He should be up by 9 o'clock hour. So what's up, Derek? How have you been, my man, in these last 24 or so hours?
It's been great. We had I had my last rehearsal for the play, for the Shadows Dinner Theater for Friday night, the final night during Cherry Blossom Week.
How long does that show actually run? What's the run time of that thing?
I'd probably say
It's not like a typical 2-hour play, is it?
No.
With intermission and all that.
No, because
Right. It's done as a sort of murder mystery, performance piece,
yes,
right?
performances, yes.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Exit, stage left, come back on,
Right.
constantly. How many in the cast?
There's only 4 of us.
4?
Well, maybe
Right.
5. So
Five.
fine.
5. Good deal. You having fun with it?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Right. Good morning, Sea Fluke, Sabuki, BS Photo Guy, 3 Bears, Iraq Wildcats. We got some doozies of some stories today we'll get to in a minute. Especially one that Derek was showing us yesterday after yesterday's show.
Yes.
We're going to definitely talk about that one. I saw last night that Derek kind of teased with it online, and I was like, damn, Derek, I wish you kept that one quiet and not said anything about it until we got on the show.
Oh,
But I noticed you did post, I think, to your page. The one about the pussy.
yes.
The one about the pussy. We'll get to that in a minute. Pussy begats pussy.
Yes.
Basically. That was the one I'm talking about. That is a wing dang dimmer.
Yes.
So, rookie, man, I woke up and one of the first things I saw was your post, and it hit hard. I mean, that's one of my topics there, man. You talk about Alan Moore, even though I know you were talking about the movie V for Vendetta, which is different completely. So much different in what it means and stands for. But it was quite interesting that you brought it up, Saibuki, or that I noticed you bringing it up. Because yesterday I picked up, just yesterday, I picked up my new Alan Moore book.
Mm-hmm.
That's the author of V for Vendetta, Watchmen, From Hell, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's got a new one out called Unearthing. He does with Mitch Jenkins, photographer. And it's basically a biography on Alan Moore's mentor / friend, Steve Moore, who was a occultist and Orientalist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Alan Moore's into that stuff too. But anyway, just wanted to mention that Sabuki. It's a lot to talk about when you bring that subject up with me. It's stuff I can't really talk about online because I would be typing forever. And typing on an iPhone is just not very, it's not a lot of fun, especially having to worry about your spelling and all. But yeah, it's something for conversation. And if you guys are in the dark, what it was, Sabuki basically brought up V for Vendetta. And the whole idea behind the mask, that these people nowadays that have accepted the V mask, the symbol, which is basically the Guy Fawkes face, is what it is. And, you know, the gun plot, what was it called? The gunpowder plot.
Oh.
You know, that was the whole, remember the 5th of November, where he tried to blow up Parliament. But anyway, he got to, Sabuki was mentioning online, he had posted that if these kids nowadays, and people would realize what V for Vendetta actually stood for.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to explain to them that basically it's a, you have to keep in mind the side that it was written back in the 80s, mid-early 80s, written then first, before it was turned into a 12-issue comic, which was then compiled into a graphic novel. But what you have to remember, it's set in a futuristic society. And of course, that society is government gone amok. It's the progression of what government's becoming now as we speak, if we let it happen. More control, more clamping down on your freedoms of speeches, freedoms of speech, I should say. It's more, you know, it's about what government is becoming if we let it become that. And therefore, it's a tyrannical government. It's a dictatorship. It's run by corrupt, not only religious figures, but politicians. And that's what it is. That's why V is who he is. He is a straight-up anarchist, is what he is. He's not Zorro. He's not some liberal hero like this movie made him out to be. They tried to, of course, water it down for Hollywood. You know, how dare we can't have any kind of hero that speaks to our youth. You know, that's actually that radical. So they had to water it down and make him almost a sort of Democrat, I should say, which was part of one of the ridiculous things about the movie. And again, you got to read the book, Sabuki, if you did. Read the book. The book is so much better. So much better. And is the crux of the matter, but it's a lot to talk about. And basically, you know, I mean, Alan Moore himself is an anarchist, so, you know, that gets to show you. And it shows the extremities you go to, you know. V goes to the extreme he goes to because there is no other choice. He's pushed to that level. The government's gotten so out of control, you know, it controls the people. The institution of religion has gotten so out of control. I mean, there's a whole scene in the book where the archbishop basically has, you know, this young girl brought to his room for his sexual favors, you know. So it's kind of an extension of kind of what some of the church does do, you know. I mean, we all know the Catholic Church has had a problem throughout the centuries with little boys. And, you know, it's an extension of that. It basically shows you what happens when this goes unchecked. And it gets to a point where we do have a government that's completely out of control. So anyway, check it out. I don't want to go into that forever, but it was kind of pleasing to see that this morning because I was kind of glad that he brought it up. I'm not shouting, Sabuki. Sabuki says, hey, stop shouting. But he was talking about the Guy Fawkes mask. And yeah, you know, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Sabuki. I'm not saying that Guy Fawkes was this this perfect guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and of course, I can't speak for Alan Moore and David Lloyd, who was the artist of the book, of the graphic novel and the comic. Alan Moore is the writer. But I think the use of the Guy Fawkes mask was basically to symbolize that even in that day, and of course, remember, it is fiction. It's still fiction. The face of the mask represents Guy Fawkes in a way, but it represents so much more than that. I mean, but also I think the use of Guy Fawkes is that basically, although Guy Fawkes might have had some kind of radical ideas that were too far radical, the idea was that Guy Fawkes, for the sense of the story, might have seen what the future held as well. And so he had to go after this government and this religion that, he was against. And because that's the thing with Alan Moore, he's very, the guy's pretty much a genius. I mean, he's very detailed and very much into surroundings, what cities are built on, what nations are built on. I mean, he's all about the architecture of where he lives. He's all about what the meaning is behind this architecture. The things put behind it, like for example, the Freemasonry that's put behind all of it. He's all about that, and a lot of what he writes deals with that. I mean, From Hell, which they made into a horrible movie, that's the Jack the Ripper story. Again, Alan Moore wrote the original graphic novel. And again, that's a brilliant book. The movie doesn't know justice. The movie's just a watered down, basically piece of crap.
Okay.
But the book is just so intricate. I mean, it's like he goes into the whole thing of that book is he bases a lot of what Jack the Ripper did on the surroundings, on the architecture of London, of where he was killing. And of course, the approach Alan Moore takes with it is he says that Jack the Ripper was the Queen's physician. There is that philosophy. Some people think it's this guy that was Jack the Ripper. They think it was this guy. They think it was the guy with the leather apron that worked in the leather shop. Everybody has their ideas of who Jack the Ripper was.
Right.
But Alan Moore's story, he says it was the physician of the Queen. And basically he was killing prostitutes for the Queen because of her son. What was it, Prince Albert?
Yes.
Basically had an affair and got a prostitute pregnant. And the Queen, of course, we can't have that. That can't come out to the public. How dare the royal family lower themselves to these streetwalkers,
yeah.
Right? So what it was is they made it out that the physician was sent out to kill these prostitutes, shut them up. And but it's so much more detailed. I mean, it's got to do with just Alan Moore breaks it down with all the buildings and the architecture and how the Masons were behind it, and the Freemasons, and how it all goes back to sort of other religions and mythology. And it's just really fascinating. It's really fascinating because Alan Moore's from Northampton. And he's all about where he lives.
Your podcast says From Hell was a good one. I thought it was it was much better than some Jack the Ripper movies I've seen. I mean,
well, the thing about it is I understand with these movies, I understand that to the people that have not read the books that they're based on, I can see people being fascinated and liking these movies for what they are. But it's so frustrating to me because I've been a fan of Alan Moore's since I discovered V for Vendetta back in the early 90s is when I first was told by a friend about V for Vendetta and read it for the first time. The books are just so much better. I mean, it's just, when you read the book, I always tell people that have seen these movies, read the book and then come back to me and talk about it with me, because it's just, the movies take away so much. Hollywood, manipulates them. They change them what they want it to be. And it's just, because let's face it, Hollywood is trying to get a message out there too. They're trying to do a little bit of mind control as well. We know that. But, I mean, it's okay, you brought up From Hell. You both saw From Hell. Do you remember the scene in From Hell when it shows John Merrick, the Elephant Man? You remember the scene when they showed the Elephant Man? The doctors, you know, talking about the Elephant Man to the medical students in the medical school or wherever. There's a whole scene in that book about that Elephant Man scenario that was left out of the movie, and it's a very important scene. It's important to the story.
Mm-hmm.
The Elephant Man in the movie was thrown in there like, hey, let's throw the Elephant Man. Let's throw a dog a bone to the people that have read the book, but let's not really explain why we have him in there.
Okay.
And it was just, you know, excuse Ed there, fixing the mic. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and spend like hours on this topic.
Okay.
But I'm kind of glad Sabuki brought it up. You know, in whatever reason he brought it up.
I mean, not to go. Just I guess some trivia tidbits that the directors from Hell were Albert and Alan Hughes, the Hughes brothers who directed Menace to Society. Back,
and I never saw Menace to Society. You know, I'm just so, and I know Sabuki thinks I'm rambling. We're getting off.
I'll say this. So for Menace to Society, I would have to say it's. I would say, for far as one of those gangster in the hood movies, it was quite good. I wasn't. My friend and I used to go. Well, Chris Glover used to be movie critique back for the station. And I remember before he even had a job, we used to go back and forth about. We were kind of like a black version of Siskel and Ebert at the time. About, you know, because Roger Ebert thought that the protagonist in the movie was not a bad kid, and Chris Glover said, "Yeah, he was," because he decided to go that game, that gangster route. Yeah, I said, look, if anyone's seen the movie, now Old Dog, he was a really bad kid, you know. He was like the ghetto Joe Pesci. But I said the Kane, the protagonist, he wasn't a bad kid, per se. He was a dumbass kid, but he wasn't a bad kid. He just made bad decisions.
Right.
It has more kind of like an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge type of twist to it. If anyone's ever read the short story
Ambrose Bierce.
Ambrose Bierce.
Right, yes, I have read that. And wasn't that actually made into a Twilight Zone episode? It was either made into a Twilight Zone episode, that story, or it was made into one of those other half-hour stories for one of those shows like Tales from the Dark Side, or Tales from the Crypt, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was made into a half-hour show one time.
Then you do restart.
Restart?
Yeah, because the thing was not plugged in right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excuse us guys, we'll be back and talk some more about all this. Ed's going to reboot the computer.
No, I'm just going to restart the show.
Oh, you're going to restart the show.
Yep.
So we'll be back in moments.
We'll be right back.
Please stick with us.
Look at.
Back?
Yes,
there we go.
Okay.
And Sabuki, I mean, if you don't mind, I know it's a lot to type for you to go back and retype this, when people can just go. Get into what you were saying. I know you were more so going to the idea that kids nowadays are somewhat idolizing this V for Vendetta character with this mask, and in actuality, if you think about what Guy Fawkes stood for, in your opinion, Sabuki, you said it's not anything to idolize, and correct me if I'm wrong, but since you brought up that I'm missing the point of what you were saying, and the thing is, I disagree. It's not, yes, people that have only seen the movie are getting the idea wrong, but as a piece of fiction, it symbolizes something that very well could possibly happen, which is letting government get too much control and letting religion get too much control, and it becoming what is portrayed as in that story. And you can disagree, and that's all fine and well, but the measures V takes is the measures he thinks, or it thinks, must be taken in order to save the human race. And I say it because, V's never really revealed, because the whole thing about V's an idea. V symbolizes an idea. It doesn't matter who V is.
Power to the V.
V could be everybody. Exactly.
Hell to the V.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
And of course there was the
But that's I'll get into that. That's a backhanded compliment.
There was,
That's commercial.
of course, there's always the notion some people have that V, the original V in the book, is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a guy. It's a man. But we know that at the end of the book he passes the mantle on to a girl, Evie. She will become the next V. She will become the next idea for this idea, so to speak. And just read the book. We won't get into it. I just think, Saibuki, you're putting too much emphasis on the terrorism part of it. And the thing about it is, I never really believe anarchy is terrorism. That's not what the root word means. That's not what it ever meant to begin with. It just means you're not ruled by anybody. It doesn't say anything about having to go kill people. I think when it's taken to extremes and you have to use terrorism through history, as history shows, and bombings and all that stuff, that's because people get to the point of being fed up. They can no longer control the idea of trying to fight for no government in a certain way. They go to drastic measures, which is blowing up buildings and attacking the system and attacking what represents the system. And so keep that in mind with that story, but we could go on and 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 on. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Let's see what Saibuki was going at with here. He goes, the film, books, etc. are great, the idea is great, but the iconography is where my problem lies. I have read the book. So Saibuki, you like the book better than the movie, right? Or do you not like either? I mean, no, I'll take that back. You said you liked the movie. You did say you liked the movie. I mean, you have to like the book better, right? And, I mean...
And then, oh yeah, history is history.
History, he goes...
It says, okay, so religious fundamentalists are only bad when it's on your soil. What if Osama bin Laden was used to be like God? What if Osama was to be used like Guy Fawkes? Osama bin Laden.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying in your original post that you wrote, and then your buddy Jim Alp was replying to it. It's so much beyond that. I mean, granted, I know what you're saying about the actual real Guy Fawkes, but you have to take into consideration that V himself is not Guy Fawkes. You know, V uses the likeness of Guy Fawkes on the mask, okay? But as I said, I think it's more so meant, and this is my take of the story, is that Guy Fawkes basically represents and was doing what he did because he saw what the future had in store. He saw where this government was going to go and possibly would go if nothing was done about it. And that's what it's saying. That goes back to who Alan Moore is. Alan Moore, when he writes, is very, very, very much into the idea of where we come from, where we're brought up, our surroundings, you know, our topography, all of that, our geography. Alan Moore really puts a lot into that, and a lot into the meaning of how that shapes us as people, and how that shapes us as individuals, and that's, I think, what he's getting at. He has this whole magic attitude about him. Alan Moore considers himself a magician, you know, or an occultist, if you want to call it that. He believes in all that stuff. He thinks we're all tied to things in the past. He thinks we're all intertwined into everything, and that I think is the reason why Guy Fawkes' image was used when they were creating the look for V for Vendetta. When he and David Lloyd, the artist, were coming up with how they were going to make this guy look. And again, you know, it's a story. And I know what you're saying, but it's the idea behind it. You know, and you know, some people believe that. Some people believe the government's going in a bad direction and that it has to be stopped. Otherwise, we all lose our freedoms. And that's internationally. That doesn't have anything to do with whether we're in the U.S. or in England or in Germany or in France or in Mexico. You know, that's international to me.
I mean, truth be told, probably need more than a Guy Fawkes. Probably need a Guy Fawkes, a Batman,
Well, Saibuki, back to the thing. But see, it's not a comparison. It's not a comparison. Because Saibuki, you're already taking somebody like Osama bin Laden, who's very government oriented. You can't say that Osama bin Laden is an anarchist. You can't even really say that Guy Fawkes is an anarchist. You could say he believed in what he believed in at the time. But what it is they took the likeness of Guy Fawkes because Guy Fawkes was attacking religion and the state. Of course he was. And the Queen, you know, and the King. Of course he was.
Of course he was attacking that stuff. But Osama bin Laden believed in a form of government.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's not an anarchist. That guy's not a fighter for freedom.
If anything, he's probably a capitalist Islamic elitist.
Exactly. That's my point.
Because he was a billionaire and who believed in Sharia law,
right.
which is hardcore Islamic law, Islamic-based government.
And there, I look back, Sabuki already said what I had said, which Guy Fawkes was not an anarchist. And you're right. That's right.
He was not an anarchist. Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. When they
Catholic Church. Okay.
When they took the face, I don't think Alan Moore and David Lloyd were saying, look, we're taking this guy's face because he was an anarchist. They're taking his face because of what they think Guy Fawkes might have seen. That Guy Fawkes might have seen the future of where this was going in England, for example.
And plus, let's not to mention the Catholic Church isn't exactly the national church. I mean, it's basically C of E, which was established by Henry VIII, really, because he didn't.
Right.
So for him to be able to remarry over and over again, I think you're not supposed to remarry that many times in the Catholic Church, or
yeah, you're not. No, I'm not Catholic, but my dad's side of the family was hardcore Catholics around here, Roman Catholic. But the difference, Sabuki, is that there is a lot of difference between it still. Even though you're saying he was doing it for the church, you can't just say just because Guy Fawkes was doing it for the church that it makes him the same as Osama bin Laden. I mean that's kind of drastic to me, in my opinion. I mean, Osama bin Laden was so much beyond just doing it for his religion, in my opinion.
Well,
I think it was more than just, hey, I'm doing this for.
It may be
form.
it may. I mean, to some,
Right.
maybe. Well, I wouldn't even say all Muslim people, because it's basically those who were jihadists, those who believe in blowing themselves up, sacrifice themselves to get 72 verses to get that point across. But and plus, not to mention, I guess he would be considered Guy Fawkes if the United States was a majority Islamic country rather than a majority Christian country. But
And also you have to remember, in the sense of that day, Sabuki, this was at a time when these religions were fighting. This is the time of holy wars, big time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a time of where it was, the Catholics versus the Protestants or whatever. I mean, all these different religions were going at it, and it was brutal, and there was no actual rules when it came to ridding the world of your nemesis, which was the other religion. I mean, that's from that time period. That's why religion is a dangerous thing to me.
Sabuk says he wanted to install an oppressive religious regime in the UK against the will of the people. What is different apart from their religious beliefs? I guess.
Well, I guess
the difference is because oil is involved. I guess
I wasn't
if you
gonna
want
say
to.
that,
But let's call it what it is. Unless they weren't fighting over ketchup or
right,
or
right.
hamburgers or anything like this.
It's a good topic. Yeah. It's a good topic, and we could go on forever. And I think we're boring the hell out of a lot of people.
Yes, Gamer Girl says,
But
guys, it's 8 a.m. Keep it alive.
I like your point, Sabuki, and I see where you're going with it. I was really just kind of happy you brought it up. I was happy that I turned on the iPhone today and was flipping through the news feed, and I saw Sabuki's thing, and when I saw the mention of V for Vendetta, I was like, oh man, I got to read this. So, it's very good. It does make for a good chat. And it's like anything. You can never really, with religion and government, you can debate and argue that till the end of time, because those are two things that people are so stern about their beliefs in.
Yes.
No one's rarely going to change anyone's idea about that sort of thing. I mean, you've seen Irvin and I on here argue about religion
back and forth
for the past 7 months. It's not changing me, and it's not changing him. So. It's what it is, but I like the conversation, and I like when people want to talk about Alan Moore stuff. Like I said, I'm a great fan of Alan Moore.
And Uric Walk,
great fan of him.
On the chat room, Uric Wildcat says, we can mail out a bunch of pink sport coats to all the people and make an all march to the city
Right.
hall. That would be a hoot, boy.
And I absolutely hated
from all directions.
I absolutely hated that ending to that movie. I absolutely hated that because that's not how the book ended. It's just he didn't send all these masks to everybody. He passed the torch to Evie, the girl that he trained earlier in the movie. He trained her. You remember?
Yeah.
He shaved her head. He put her through that shit and prepped her to be the next V. And that's what it is because it's the idea. The idea represents is what that is. But let's move on. Let's.
Guess what I got?
What'd you get, Ed?
Dash cam video from Sutton's Cruiser.
You got it. Where did you get it?
Off of Telegraph just now.
So they finally released it.
Want to watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's watch it. And I'm sure it's cut up. Well, I heard you never see anything. You hear the gunshots.
I'm just going to show you what I got.
Wow.
And
Breaking news here on
Breaking
the
news.
Morning Roast.
At
probably won't
8:36
be any
a.m.
sound either.
Right. So here is the dash cam. Officer Sutton on December 21st, 2012. Kroger parking lot. The day he shot and killed Sammy Davis Jr. I've not seen this, so if it's a little brutal or whatever, we're giving you the warning now, but I don't think it's going to be showing a lot.
Okay, here we go. Ready, set, roll 'em.
It's 10-12, folks. I give it 10 for it. Come over here. Yeah, by me. I'm fine right now.
I hate that.
This is afterwards,
This is the video.
but it's after the shooting because the cops are showing up.
They haven't had one, I don't know.
No, that's what they released.
Yeah, see, because he was shot at 3:30.
Yeah, this
347.
doesn't tell us anything. But go ahead.
I don't know that he got one. I don't know what he kept me with. Wait, him back up and stay right there.
That's Sutton's voice. Is that Sutton's voice?
No, that's Steve Drake. He spent his hours hanging out at the gun shop. We don't know. He gets paid
All the way back down.
for hanging out at the gun shop.
Not do anything with your hand. You understand me?
So you can't see. You
Understand me?
understand.
Put it up. Walk forward to me. Put the top.
Well, this is what I got off of. This is what they released.
How long does it go?
Not knowing the video. But you can see that it wouldn't be in the line of view anyways.
And that's what I said way back. Remember on the show, I said I bet his car was not facing what happened.
Give me that freaking glove.
Maybe 360 cameras on that thing.
382. 10-4. I need a deputy supervisor also high 10-4. Yep. Yep. Come out. 10-1. Put the claws on, track him down.
So, did the ambulance even show up yet by this time?
What? I'm not seeing an ambulance
I don't
either,
either.
I know.
which
And
is
it's 20
ridiculous.
minutes later.
Which is ridiculous in itself. It's more incompetent.
John to the first one, get 8. Oh, I need that 1018. Do you understand? I need that 1018. I also need that.
Yeah, that's ironic, isn't
Ron's
it?
been capable from somewhere blocking all this off. We're clear on it. We're getting everybody you asked for. That's all.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back. Coffee guy, what do you think about cameras in public places? Do you like them or not? Sort of Big Brother, Shay. Yeah, and that's another thing.
Well, you don't even have to worry about Big Brother now because you got so many people with camera phones. You got to worry about the little brothers.
Little
and stuff.
brothers and cousins, and nephews
Cousins
and nieces.
Yeah, yeah, like World Stop Hip Hop. World Stop Hip Hop. Speaking of which, you know, World Stop Hip Hop had a lot of videos where you have a lot of people doing crazy stuff, like the Rayon McIntosh incident at McDonald's where the
Pan.
pan, and then you had like the crazy
He's gay.
he got woman got tased, or definitely the one video where the crazy bus driver had to uppercut this belligerent passenger. There was another story today about this school bus driver who basically kicked this special needs student out out of there, and well, I'll probably get more to that later. But
Well, let's go back to this. This is a good topic.
mhm.
Because that is something that I'm kind of, believe it or not, on the fence about. I said it. There you go. Because in a way, I understand the need to have it in order to protect people.
Mhm.
You know, if it's used to protect people. I completely hate the whole nosy idea behind it, of the whole Big Brother spying on you thing. And again, I love it. It ties back into V for Vendetta because that's exactly what they deal with too in there. You know, there's cameras everywhere in V for Vendetta, watching every move. It's at intersections. It's on buildings.
Mhm.
It's that whole government control thing. That whole knowing what you're doing, every step you're making.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Every step you take.
But yeah, there are
Yeah.
cases. There are cases where cameras have been good
Mhm.
at showing something that happened and really bringing light to the person that was in the right.
Mhm.
You know, that
Right,
shows that they
right.
did something they were allowed to do and they should have done. You know, i.e., self-defense in some cases, or
That's
like
true.
with the guy with tasing the girl in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Mhm.
The camera showed over and over that he gave her many a chance. Back away, back away,
Back
step
away.
outside, back away, get away. He told her this what? 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
At
yeah.
least. I mean,
At least 5-6 minutes.
mhm.
Yeah.
And, well, repeatedly he said it. Before he tased her, which of course is good for him. It makes it hold up in a court of law
Mhm.
that he is able to prove that he was not just picking on this lady
Mhm.
or using excessive force. So,
And
it's
then
a-
again, you
it's a
forgot
iffy
about
subject.
her other friend tonight. She can yell, and then she went. Her friend went to the, went to the same mall again, tried harassing him too, and he was getting ready to tase her. And then one person, basically got his hand on the taser to keep him from tasing her, and she ran out talking
Right.
crap. Yeah, she was.
Right.
She didn't get tased like her friend did.
Right,
But she,
right.
she had somebody, doing which. I was going to try to see if I could still find that YouTube video where Tommy Sotomayor was interviewing the guy about what's
Right.
been going on since
Right.
that incident. Those incidents have happened.
Gamer Girl says, I don't care if Big Brother's watching me. If they want to follow me around and see what I do, be my guest. Hate to be the person that has to monitor me. That'd be one boring ass job. I don't know about that, Gamer Girl.
Yeah.
You might have a pretty exciting life.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say what about that was a really good when you were talking about every breath you take, because I remember CBS Night Watch talked about that almost 30 years ago. It was like on January 2nd, 84. They were talking about the year 1984. Will that 1984 will reflect George Orwell's novel 1984? And they were talking about security cameras at that time, in certain
Right.
places.
Right.
And they happened to be playing that song by the Police, Every Breath You Take, and they had a picture of sketch drawings of Big Brother from the novel. It's like,
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
And 30
Well,
years
there's
later.
plenty of cases in literature, especially
Mhm.
in art, where people depicted what might happen. Orwell happened to pick 84.
Mhm.
Alan Moore, if I remember
Which was
right.
published in 48 or 49, early 49.
Something around that. And
Yeah.
Alan Moore, I believe, if I remember right, thinking correctly here, I don't have the book in front of me. I think V for Vendetta is set in 1997, which when it was written, it was in the future. Now, of course, 97 to us is a thing of the past.
Yes.
16 years ago. So, but that's, it's the whole futuristic thing. But the number does not so much matter.
Okay.
It's the idea that this is the direction we are going, and as free human beings and citizens, we can't allow it to get that far.
Right.
We just can't. We can't. We can't allow it to get to where our freedoms are taken away.
Mhm.
We can't allow it to get to where we become robots and slaves and whatever else you want to call them.
It's hard to believe that it was 125 years ago that the Jack the Ripper murders occurred in England, because it was 1888, and 125 years ago. And what's even more crazy is the 25th anniversary of LL Cool J's song Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, King Hercules, which is ironically was released exactly 100 years
from the murders.
Yeah.
From the Whitechapel murders and all that. Mitre Square.
Yep.
Oh, I had such an interest in Jack the Ripper, man. I read so many books on that topic. I'm
It's
very
kinda
much
weird.
an aficionado of Jack the
And
Ripper.
it's really weird that no one never caught the guy.
Well, I mean, that's I think what makes it so appealing to people to this day. is
He was
the
like the
mystery of
DB.
it.
He was like the DB Cooper
It's,
of
you know,
Victorian England.
Yeah, well, no, but it's not really. I mean, that's apples and oranges. D.B. Cooper just stole money.
Oh, okay.
This guy was killing people. This
Okay.
guy was dismembering people. This guy was, or girl, was pulling out body parts and organs and shit. So this
Wow.
was gruesome stuff going on with Jack the Ripper. But oh yeah, I might have to read From Hell again now. Get my copy of that out. I think I might have to revisit that because you guys got me all thinking about it. You ready to go to? Speaking of being mauled and being killed by something, you ready to do this story?
Yeah, might as well.
Let's
go
in a
get it
way
over with.
lighten it up, but in a way it's not lightening it up. But we are prepared for the jokes to go flying on this one.
Yes,
Go with
indeed.
it, Mr. DB.
Yes, I certainly will. I will certainly will because this is.
This is Death by Pussy. Is what this is called. We will call this headline Death by Pussy.
Yes, and
Everybody
many
got
ways
some
to-
pussy on this one. Right?
Yeah, in a
Basically,
matter of speaking,
in
yes.
this story, everybody got pussy on this one.
Yes.
Let's go.
Here we go. Okay. There's a Zimbabwe twist turns deadly when lion mauls a woman in the middle of a sex romp. So you already know it's going to be a wing dang dinger this one.
Yes.
Yes. Here we go. Here we go.
Loud and clear, Mr. Barrett. Loud and clear.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's right. No stumbling when you read this story. We want every word to be heard.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
A romantic encounter in the Zimbabwean bush turned deadly this week when a lion attacked and killed a Kariba woman during a couple's sex romp. Kariba, K-A-R-I-B-A. The vicious beast pounced and mauled Shirai Marira, My Zimbabwe reported, the local newspaper. The unnamed boyfriend fled naked, news outlet reported. It says the lion came from behind and roared, a source told the news outlet. The guy managed to escape before stopping at a distance where he witnessed his companion being attacked. He later rushed to the road seeking help. Passerby in the lakeshore town near the border with Zambia ignored the naked man's pleas for help, fearing he was mentally ill. Finally taken seriously, wildlife officials responded and fired a single shot to scare off the beast, but the woman was already dead. Unfortunately, the woman, who was also known as My Desire,
M-A-I, desire.
yes, was mauled to death by the lion, but her boyfriend managed to escape naked and he was only wearing a condom.
Jeez.
A source told by My Zimbabwe. The two were having their quality time near
At least he was wearing a rubber.
He was safe.
Yeah, he was protected.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Right. This happened in Mohambique.
Primary school.
Yes. Near Mohambique.
Near
I like
Mohambique.
that. I like that word. Mohambique.
That's the alphabet soup right there.
Yes.
An arm and a few remnants of a second corpse were later found by rangers hunting for the lions. It is unclear if the offending lion was killed, but the newspaper reports 7 lions have been seen recently in the Kariba area and appear to be responsible for a total of 3 deaths this week. The news outlet reports residents are living in fear as the lions continue to roam Kariba, a tourist area known for nearby safari trips and lake recreation.
Wow.
And he probably thought it was her. Don't forget it.
Well, now let's
say
talk.
that.
I mean, I'm gonna have to kind of take the side of the lion on this.
What? Because he didn't get a chance to get some?
No, because
It wasn't his
you
turn.
should be on the side of the lion. you got a connection to the lion. You're a lion yourself.
What?
How
that big? Oh, because we
Big
both.
Chopper.
Oh, okay.
Now where have you been?
Okay.
Okay. But no, because what? They're doing this on that lion's territory. This is the lion's ground, right? This is his ground.
He's like, ain't nobody should be humping but me.
That's
I
right.
guess.
I'm the king of this jungle. This is my bush. Not your bush. He says, this is my bush.
Yeah.
You know, people. I'm all for having great love trysts in strange places and in great places and making memories for you and your honeys. I'm all for that. But when you take the risk of going into the lion's den, so to speak, and this happens, you got to be held responsible, right?
Yeah.
You know, they said they were behind a bush.
Yeah.
The couple and the guy
Yeah.
were behind bushes, and the lion came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's his place.
Arr.
It's his grounds. It is his territory.
Yes.
He didn't ask you to come in there.
Coming on. He didn't come.
He didn't ask you to come in there.
No pun intended. Okay, maybe a
No,
little
mine
bit.
was intended. Okay? So, it goes back to those dumbass. Remember those dumbass college guys that were teasing the tiger in the cage at the zoo? And one of them got killed?
Yeah, he jumped. Yeah, jumped the
Whose
fence.
side did we take on that?
The tiger
Of
side.
course we did. And that was in a man-made
Man-made area, enclosement.
Yes.
And for some
But
strange
I
reason,
still
people
took the
think.
tiger's side.
Yeah, I
You're-
mean,
you're not in a man-made enclosement. You're in
You're at their
his
house.
area.
You're in his property, so to speak,
Right,
literally.
Right.
You screwing in somebody else's property, right?
Right.
You know.
Exactly. So, it was a risk you took. Mr. Condom still on him guy.
Yeah.
He survived. He got out of there alive.
Yeah, so
to live
Boogie-
another day.
Yeah, and screw another
My
day.
desire did not get out of there alive.
No, she didn't.
So,
It's because Sabuki.
shit happens.
Yeah, see, Sabuki said, see, protection works.
That's right. He also says, okay, I have nothing on this stupidity. Okay, maybe. The lion came from behind and the boyfriend screamed.
Really?
Really.
Sabuki also says, condoms will save you a nasty rash, unwanted pregnancy, and lion attack.
That's right. And then the Gamer Girl says, at least she went out with a bang.
Yep.
There you go.
Obviously, I think if it was a Trojans, they have to change it for his protection too.
That's right.
I made for his protection because they do a damn thing for the woman.
I see a new line of condoms being made up based on this. Is there a line of condoms called King of the Jungle?
No.
They need to make that.
No.
King of the Jungle condoms.
Yeah, Trojans Serengeti. Serengeti Magnums.
I think that poor lady should have had a different name. That lady was too many living creatures' desires.
Yes,
not just
man,
my
man.
desire.
You think the lion was jealous? He said, hey, my turn?
I kind of think the lion was a number of things. I think the lion was saying, wait a minute, where's my woman?
Yeah.
She's gone hunting because I'm a lazy ass male bastard that's lounging around all day with my pretty mane.
Well, I'm
right?
sorry. I'm
Right?
sorry.
The woman's out. My woman, the lioness, is hunting, is doing the hunting.
Here's a newsflash,
My ass
man.
is sitting here, and this
Yeah.
human's getting something, and
Yes.
I can't get nothing.
I know. Well, see, that's the
Right.
thing. See, one of my friends told me in college that the adult African male lion is the closest thing to a pimp in the animal. It is.
Right.
They do all the killing, all the work. I give my piece first.
That's right.
Bitch, I'm gonna cut you. I'm
That's
gonna cut
right.
you.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yes, it's
That's
time
right.
for. Speaking
We're
of
gonna
which, it's time
continue
for a
this.
break.
Official Gamer Girl says maybe she was a cougar. Maybe she
The
was.
older one was a cougar, but killed by a lion. Now that'll be a first, right
I
there.
think really it was a combination. I think the lion said, get the hell off my property. The
Yes.
lion smelled the pheromones. You know
Yes.
that.
Oh yeah, they
Smelled all that shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
All of that was just permeating the air.
Yes,
The
Gamer
lion
Girl.
said,
Yes.
wait a minute.
Yeah, it says Gamer Girl agrees with you. So let's put it this way: if lions were fucking in my house, I wouldn't be pleased either. I would. You're right. You're right. I would be
That's
really
right.
ticked off too. Well, it's
All right.
9:03 a.m.
Morning, because 77. You missed the first hour. We will be back though.
We will be back. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House, and we'll see you in the next hour.
That's right.
I got a couple of videos.
And we'll wake up Mr. Irvin here.
Yes.
Please stay with us, and we thank you for being a part of this show. I gotta go get a coffee. You want anything from the store, man?
Let me with some Cool Ranch Doritos and
Doritos?
some, I guess, apple juice.
Apple juice? Yeah, do you want anything from the store? Okay.
Flying down the highway at 120 miles per hour. The driver dodging cars and deputies. The team behind the wheel isn't running from the law. He called them for help.
I mean, if you can, just try neutral and make sure you're near a place where you can pull over. Yeah, I tried it. It won't go. It won't go?
16-year-old Ellis Lucia called 911 last December claiming the gas pedal inside his 2011 Hyundai Elantra got stuck. For nearly an hour and a half, dispatchers scrambled for solutions.
It won't go into neutral. You can't turn it off. The brake pedal won't work. There's nothing stopping the pedal from being pushed down.
My dispatcher was on the phone with him and giving him instructions on how to shut the car down, overpower it. As far as I know, none of that was working.
Deputies followed close behind.
I probably got above 130 trying to catch him.
He says the team kept calm and his eyes on the road.
When I passed him, he was kind of just sitting there holding the steering wheel with both hands, not looking left, not looking right. He wasn't really doing any evasive maneuvers.
Newsday contacted Hyundai about this incident. In a statement, the company said, "We have heard nothing on this, which is extremely odd for a legitimate complaint, but it's interested in seeing the car, saying it would be extremely unlikely for simultaneous and spontaneous total system failures for the brakes, accelerator, and transmission to occur at the same time." After 113 miles, Lucia lost control of the car. It flipped nearly 5 times. Deputy Williamson pulled up to crushed metal, but the team was still alive.
But we were able to help him out, though, and it could have gone a lot worse had we not stayed in it with him as long as we did.
The Lucia family did not want to go on camera, but they have hired an attorney.
A teenager says it. She busts her own teacher, stealing from students. Here's the video recorded by Justine Betty, and she says that her classmates noticed stuff was missing from their backpacks after gym class. So she hid in a locker with a camera to catch the thief. But Betty says she was so surprised when it was her teacher.
I didn't want to believe that she would do something like that because she was so nice, but then she did it. Right when we got the video, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got this on video. And I couldn't believe that I had it, and I kept watching it over and over. We feel like we did the right thing, but it's still kind of hard.
Sunrise, bleeding
it seems. So standing here is my sweet bright sunshine. It brings me away to my knees and beg for my reprieve.
Good. Doing great.
And when I'm waiting, I need no words to say never on me. Sometimes I need some martins. I hear myself scream. Yeah. Thank you.
Are we back? Yeah. Are we? Are we back?
You can say I'm
back.
Yes.
Yes, it is. This is the second hour of the Morning Roast, live from the Nut House at Jason, downtown Macon, Georgia, from the Thunderdome. It is 9:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia, for March 21st, 2013. It's 35. That can't be right.
That's probably about right. I was just out. I went down to the store real quick to grab me some coffee, get a Derek an apple juice and some Cool Ranch.
40 degrees.
40 degrees. Okay.
Moved up to 40.
I got, well,
But
38.
it's still kind of a little chilly
As in
there.
38 Special, one of the
Yeah.
bands that played during the Cherry Blossom.
Will be playing this Saturday, which will be rained out most likely.
Yes.
That's the luck of Will.
What's that doing there? That's the phone. So that.
Hey, look who's here. Twinkle Toes. Let's move the sign out of the
There we
way.
go.
We got the sign blocking Mr. Irv.
We gotta talk. I don't think I can do it today.
Oh, we'll handle it, man. You just sit here and look pretty.
Sign behind the sign.
You just
Be the
sit.
voice behind the sign.
You just sit here and look pretty, Irvin. All right.
Like Kilroy.
No, I'm
Irving-
saying
Irving Kilroy is
downtown.
here.
Oh, you can't go? Well, I'll go downtown alone, man. I've done it before. If you can't make it, hell.
Why are you doing that, Eddie? It looks fine.
It was blocking your
Don't yell
face.
at me, Irv.
It's
It
not
was
blocked.
Don't
It was
yell at
blank-
me
it's
if
not-
you want-
It was blocking your face, Irv, is why he moved it. But if you like it there, leave it.
All right, well, leave it. Take it off.
Leave it.
Now that you did it, you're gonna cause more mayhem now. Leave
Here,
it.
give it to me, Ed. I'll put it right here. I'll put it right
Might
here
need to-
because since
may
I'm a
need to
little bit
refresh.
taller than Irvin, I can put it here and it still show my face somewhat. Let's hope. We gotta hang this thing. I gotta bring down my name. Guys, I was at the store. And
Put it on the side there, will you?
I was at the
It's
store.
fine.
No,
That's not gonna work. Okay, we'll get it up. We'll get it up there, Bear. It was good, but anyway, I just had a good chuckle. I was at the store buying this stuff. I'm at the counter, and you know, at the counter at the window of these stores, they have the male sexual stimulants that they sell. Well, sure enough, what was one of them called?
What?
5 cats. 5 cats.
5 cats.
5 cats. I just chuckled because I just realized we'd done a story about a cat.
Eric, I love that. Good morning, Eric.
Well, what you missed, Irvin, is we just did a story about my desire. Now is dead.
Oh.
This woman that was fornicating with her man
in the middle
in
of the
the
bush.
Serengeti.
Zimbabwe in Africa.
And
Oh, that was the one where he got caught up inside
no, the male lion came and mauled her, killed her. The guy got away with nothing but his condom, still on.
Well, there's a story out there that's even better than that where
No way is there a story out there better than that one. No way. No, what is it? Go ahead.
Condoms got protected in more ways than one.
That's
there was
right.
a wife having sex with her lover.
Yes.
And his penis enlarged so big in her that
Got
he couldn't
stuck.
pull out. But the problem with that was that in her screaming to try to get out, her whole village showed up. There was over 2,000 people.
Wow.
And everybody was hanging out their windows and everyone knew what was going on.
Right.
And next thing, the husband shows up and basically starts to hit the guy while the guy is still in the woman.
Wow.
Then they had
Beating that man.
a priest come in.
This is in Africa also?
This is in Africa.
Uh-huh.
Then they had a priest come in. It was somewhere in those countries where they say Uganda, Shmuganda, propaganda, Waganda, whatever.
Yeah.
One of those Ganda places.
Yes.
And they go up to the guy and he
Take
starts
a
to
gander
pray.
at us.
He started to pray the guy out of the woman, but then he had to give $20,000 to the husband to buy his wife, because that's how they are over there.
What the hell?
Like
This
property.
went from a sexual disaster to
business
bribery.
Well, that's what I'm
Whatever
saying.
the hell.
Yeah,
What the hell?
Is it as bad as the lion story?
The lion ones, you know,
Well, somebody died in that lion thing.
Well, we also agree though on this show
His bank account did.
that we were on the lion side. We were on the lion side in this story.
Yeah, because basically, imagine you saw a bear or a lion, screwing in here. I mean, you would be upset, right? Obviously, you and Ed would be upset.
I wouldn't be upset. I mean, I wouldn't even be near there. Why?
No, if you're the lion, what Derek's saying is if you're the lion and you come up on two other creatures doing it in your backyard, what are you going to do? Some people would watch. Well, I tell you that, Urban would watch. Urban would sit there and watch and put like a lawn chair down, grab a smoke and some coffee and make a movie out of it and watch. Right? So anyway, the lion was in the right.
He's got another animal story.
Gamer goes, about that one story Arizona to my pray the guy gets soft side.
Well, Sai just said, what the fuck is a priest gonna do? He was trying to exorcise that demon, Sai, is what he was trying to do.
Viagra. The power of Viagra compels you.
He was trying to get that
the power of impetus compels you.
Out of his staff.
The power of impetus compels you.
It burns. No, look it up.
The penis was going.
It's funny as hell.
It was twisting around. Its head was turning on that penis. It was vomiting pea soup.
Well, he was chanting.
It was walking up the stairs backwards, or upside down, or down the stairs like a spider.
Now, speaking of animals, or at least someone from the food chain of the animal
This
kingdom.
is an animal.
There's a dead deer surprises police and jumps out of the trunks. Talking about exorcism.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
And it has a video. It says, if you haven't seen this video, you'll be surprised about the officers who open the trunk of a car expecting to see a dead deer.
Right.
And these officers take a routine check, and
here we go. Let's play that beautiful
footage. Woo!
That's it.
Yeah.
What they do? Just
but how does that video prove they thought the thing was dead?
Well, according to
I mean, put in the trunk thinking it was dead.
Yeah, they hit the car. Yeah. The driver hit a deer while I was driving, right, and decided to put it in the trunk. And I guess the police came by, or the officers were doing a routine check. You know, doing a little rolling thunder.
Isn't he supposed to shoot that thing?
No, they let it go. It got out.
I mean the guy.
Well, we don't know whether or not he had a gun or not.
Who killed Bambi?
Yeah.
Who killed Bambi?
Question is, how to get that deer in that trunk?
They picked it up, I guess. They thought it was dead. They picked up its what they thought lifeless body, put it in the trunk. But the way I'm asking is, the video doesn't look like the guys were surprised it jumped out. You know, we're in a day and age where you can't believe everything you see and read.
Right.
They could have put that headline to that footage. The video looks like when they open the trunk, they kind of expected the thing to jump out. Doesn't it? I mean, you don't see the cop going, oh my God, like, oh, it was dead and it's moving, you know?
That's true.
It looks like they were releasing the deer. You know, I always think of that. I don't just automatically believe everything I see on video footage just because they tell me. You know, so.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yes. Speaking of
because when you were talking about a dead deer in the trunk of a police car, I thought you were talking about that Peterson guy.
Yeah.
That cop that killed his 3 wives. You know?
Anyway, but on related news, there was an open letter to Bambi, New Jersey, where the story took place. And it says, Dear Mr. Bambi and Mrs. Bambi wannabe, while we, the drivers in New Jersey, are giving thanks according to our calendar, and the turkey isn't, I realize that you are basically giving thanks for each other according to Mother Nature's calendar. We humans are voyeurs in the midst of your rutting season. You're feeling frisky, good for you, have fun. The problem is that maybe you're a bit distracted and maybe you or one of your friends and family is not thinking everything through before doing something stupid. Case in point, one of your rut mates decided to run out in front of me the other night while I was driving home from the radio station. Thankfully, I wasn't distracted and I was the only car on that stretch of highway. So after causing me a heart attack, your pal got to run off and rejoin the gene pool. I don't know, maybe it's me, but the automobile has been around for about 100 years. That's a lot of rutting seasons. Shouldn't you instinctively realize by now that if you challenge a car or a truck, you're not going to like the outcome? I hope my words will cause you and your family to stop and think before taking up the challenge again. As my friend Jim Gearhart has said on a few occasions, please practice safe rut. To that, I would ask that you practice smart rut too. Rutting, I guess, is sex or mating.
I already can't stand this guy. Is it just me?
Your majestic descendants in our vehicles and auto insurance rates depend on
I can't stand this guy.
Your thoughtful human pal, Craig Allen.
Fuck you, Craig Allen. This
please,
guy's annoying.
Please don't be
as
mad
hell.
at me for enjoying some venison the other night.
This guy's annoying to me. This guy's annoying. Yes. Because he comes across with this pompous attitude. Okay, he's writing a letter trying to be funny, but he's come across with this pompous. Well, we've had cars for 100 years. You should know by now. Well, guess what, Craig Allen? The deer and its family's been around for way longer than the 100 years roaming these lands, okay? Get the fuck away from the deer's land, why don't you? Goes back to the lion. The lion's gonna kill you, you're fucking on his land, he's gonna kill you. Alright? Quit fucking with the deer's land and building your fucking roads on it and driving on it. I come across from the Twilight Zone, I love that episode. But you know what I'm getting at? This fucking guy, Craig Allen, comes across like a little whiny ass guy of a letter. This is Bambi. But his argument's kind of lame because he's like, oh, we've had cars for 100 years now. You should realize it. Well, guess what, Mr. Allen? The deer's been roaming these lands way longer than the car has.
Yeah.
Why don't you realize that the deer lives in these areas? This is their land.
Yeah, how come no one didn't say that to that Zimbabwe couple who was having sex in the hunting grounds of those lions on Zimbabwe?
Fuck Craig Allen, man. Where's this Craig Allen guy? I'm gonna go write him a damn personal email and say, fuck you, dumbass. No one gives a shit about you in your fucking car. May you get smashed by many deer as you drive at night, Craig Allen.
Wow.
Anyway, what are the chatters saying? Chatters have welcomed Irv to the show.
Okay.
All the ladies love Irvin.
Okay. Let me see.
Irvin is LL Cool I.
LL Cool I.
Ladies love Cool Irv.
The City Bum says, what?
Is your look going to change a lot?
Go ahead, Derek.
City Bum Irv is more like the Scarecrow, Anna's a Tin Man,
Vaughn.
Derek is a lion, and Ed is Dorothy.
It's going to be better look, right?
Your Blanca
says,
when dogs get stuck, you spray them with a water hose.
That's right. That's the oldest trick in the book. But you know why they get stuck? You know, they say with animals, you know, the male has a little like barbs. They have little barbs on their little piece. And basically the reason they always get stuck is because those barbs kind of shoot out and swell up. And it kind of serves as like an anchor within the woman, within the female. Yeah, that's why when you sometimes try to spray dogs and get them apart, they don't get apart because the damn male's stuck to her. And plus, he's trying to run away and he's dragging her with him.
And plus, you got to remember that kind of protects the DNA of that mating dog because there ain't no dog whorehouses or anything like that.
Hey, does this sound like a snotty remark to you?
What does?
Hey there, guys. I see you're following the bandwagon like everyone else. Donnie Curry.
Going to Vaughn Live TV is what he's talking about.
I know what he's referring to.
Well, Donnie, what the hell does that mean? Well, what's the bandwagon? Apparently, according to what I'm hearing, the bandwagon following is going to you now. I hear you now is the big bandwagon too. So what the hell does that mean?
Not only that, I saw your name there on that stupid site. You now.
I mean, are you just against Vaughn TV, Donnie Curry? It has nothing to do with following the bandwagon. It just has to do with going to a site.
We do our own thing.
Yeah.
People follow us.
Because he was advocating you now.
Believe me, Donnie Curry, man, you know, you would have said Blog TV's the bandwagon way back, right? Right? That was the bandwagon everybody jumped on. We're just trying to find an outlet to do our show.
Not only that, they said that guy was a pedophile. Aren't you concerned about that, Donnie? That you're going to support a pedophile?
I'm new to this. I was leaving it in the hands of the people on the line here that were familiar with this more. We were taking into consideration what they said about Vaughn. We left it in Ed's hands. We let Ed decide which one we go to as well.
Yeah, and after
we're
all,
just
you
going
only
along
showed
with
up
it.
about 2 months ago.
It's no damn bandwagon.
Some of these
it's
folks
just,
have been with us for 6 to 8 months, Donnie.
We're just trying to keep the show alive.
They know.
We're not trying to follow bandwagons. What the fuck does that mean? But you're entitled to your opinion, Donnie Curry.
Well, I went to you now.
It sucks.
And guess whose name is sitting right on top? Donnie Curry.
On you now? So Donnie Curry, are they paying? Is the pedophile paying you, Donnie Curry, to go promote his shit? I mean, why are you such a you now fanatic?
Donnie, why don't you call?
Call us, Donnie. Donnie, DC, call us.
Lines are open now.
That's right. I suck goats.
Brr. Yeah.
Bah.
Yeah.
Call us up.
City Bum on the chairman says the cop had a gun or taser in his hand, I think before he opened the trunk. Free Bear said they probably wanted it for a bet.
It just...
Sabuki says here it would definitely be dead. You would gut it and quarter before it went in the trunk. Don't want to do that crap at home. It stinks.
Get it. There's a phone number.
Donnie.
Donnie. It's got to be Donnie. Answer it. Put it right to it.
Okay.
Speaker.
Hello, Morning Rose.
Hit the speaker line there, BB.
Yeah.
Put it down. Donnie.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Now defend yourself, or try to.
Hello?
Yes. Defend yourself. Go.
First off, I wasn't advocating the you now, okay? I was just making a statement. There are other sites out there other than Vaughn Live, okay?
What's your problem with Vaughn Live? I don't know about it much. Why do you not like Vaughn?
I don't like Vaughn because I tried to do a broadcast this weekend, or this last weekend, and it is absolute, everybody keeps saying it's got an easier forum. I'm sorry, I could not to the life of me see why people are trying to make this so popular when it's no different than an upstarted website. I mean, it's hard to find people. I followed like 10 people and I can't find them at all. The only way that you can get to them is if they go live and if you check your email. Okay, you can't just search for them. Alright, I did this all weekend long, and when I tried to broadcast, other than handing the website to the person I want to come to the show, okay, like you guys are doing now, that's the only way we will be able to find you is if we're given your website. Okay?
Well, what makes you now better? Why does you now make it more accessible to the viewer?
Let me finish, please. I was just saying I'm not advocating that child molester.
Right.
Okay? I never once, a matter of fact, on the last time I called you about You Now, I was informed about this. I educated myself about it, and I don't have any respect for that website. The reason why you saw my name on it, Irving, is because this was before I found out that information. I did a show on it so I could see what it was like. Okay?
Right.
So, before everybody starts getting on the defensive, I personally do not like Vaughn because to me, it's a pain in the ass to try to get the people that I already have friends to come see it. I have to show them my website no matter what. It doesn't mean that there are people who've never been to a show. They're like friends of mine on YouTube, or not on YouTube, but on my Facebook. They want to come and check out the website.
This is so long-winded.
Frustrated as me.
But Donnie, Saibuki says it here, amongst other people online, City Bum as well. But Saibuki says it. I mean, Saibuki says they're controlling. They kick you out of your own rooms if you swear.
What are you talking?
He's talking about you now.
I don't give a shit about
And you know how much shit that we talk about, Donnie.
But Donnie,
There's
but
no way
then
we'll be able to make it there.
Then where do you think we should go? If you don't think we should go to You Now and Vaughn, where should we go?
There's tons of places. There's Justin TV. There's Ustream. There's.
But what makes those better? Well, defend those sites. They don't.
I know. Okay, let me tell you. I know Justin TV's a hell of a lot easier to get a hold of somebody than Vaughn.
Do they delete you though? Do they monitor you? Do they police you? Do they police your language?
Every site monitors you. Blog TV monitors you.
Right, but they don't kick you off if you're getting vulgar, if you're saying vulgar words. I mean, they haven't at this point.
If you broadcast the wrong thing on Vaughn Now, I've had friends that got kicked off there for broadcasting the wrong media or something. They rebroadcasted a news feed. They got IP banned. Okay?
Right.
That's monitoring, isn't it?
Yeah, but I guess what we'll do is we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I mean, we're trying Vaughn out of the suggestion of the majority, who a lot of people say it's a good one to go to, and if we find out that they are a little too controlling, then maybe we will switch off of them. But we're going to give it a try at first.
Well, the reason why I don't like Vaughn has nothing to do with that. It has to do with that it's a pain in the ass to try to find somebody. Say, for example, with my condition where I forget what site I have to go to, and I have to go remember if I'm searching for somebody via their broadcast, like on Blog TV.
Donnie, why don't you just type in VaughnLive.tv/The Morning Roast? What's so hard about that? What's so hard about getting to us that way if that's the address you get to it?
Okay,
you can't remember VaughnLive.tv/The Morning Roast? You can't remember that?
Yeah, you're not listening to me. There are times that I forget my own fucking name.
Well, but with all respect, Donnie, that's a personal problem. I mean, that sounds like something you have to deal with. That doesn't mean that Saibuki or Three Bears or Beamer Girl or Beat Cuddy Bum or Urak have to worry about that. If Urak and them can get to it easy, why shouldn't you get to it easy? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not disrespecting you, Donnie. I'm just saying. I mean, it sounds like your reasoning is that you can't get to it. It's hard for you, Donnie, to get to it. Fuck everybody else.
Exactly, which is really his whole attitude anyway.
Which, I don't get that. I mean...
He's saying fuck everybody else, telling us that we're going to a worse site when in fact, he's the only guy that was on there, by the way.
I mean...
And Three Bears. Three Bears was on there.
Donnie, write it down on a stick-it note. Write it down on a post-it note. VaughnLive.tv/Morning Roast. And stick it on your computer, and every time you wake up, type the shit in and get on the show. You know? I don't get it, man. I mean, I appreciate your opinion, and I appreciate you wanting to say something different, which we're all about that. I'm glad. I mean, I'm always for the guy and the gal that really is wants to say something different. But I just want to have a legitimate reason as to why, Donnie. And if it really comes down to you just going, well, I can't remember how to get there, it's not...
Take a piece of paper and put it on.
Because everybody else doesn't seem to have a problem getting to it. My main concern, Donnie, is this. I don't want them to censor us. I want it to be as open as it can be. Like Blog TV was. Only rules they had there was no nudity, no pornography, and no copyright stuff. Other than that, they seem to be pretty good about you can say what the hell you want, you can be as radical as you want, you can use the language you want. That's all we're really concerned about is the freedom of speech aspect of it. As long as Vaughn TV is fine with that, I don't have a problem going to them. Now, if we come up to that bridge and they do start censoring us and doing shit we don't like, then maybe we will get off of them and go somewhere else. But I'm just going with what the people are saying that we should try out. You know, again, I'm new to this thing.
Right.
Go ahead, Donnie, your turn.
Oh no, I've already made it's not the sole purpose, sole reason of why I don't like Vaughn. And I mentioned that before. I mentioned that it's hard for me to find you if I get in one of my memory losses. That was small compared to the rest of the stuff I said. Okay, but you ranted on just the memory thing. Well,
because you brought it up. Because you Donnie, that was what you said. Your main thing was that it's hard for you to get to it and for you to get your friends to it. Saibuki says on Vaughn, I just go to my friends list and find people. City Bum says, Donnie, I found over 45 Blog TVers on Vaughn. It's easy. Come on. He says, just enter the name in URL. Basically, the only rule on Vaughn is don't smoke pot on cam. Oh, well. Looks like Urban's got to stop that.
By the way, I already commented on it.
But anyway, Donnie, if you got anything else, go for it. If not, we're going to go ahead and hang up.
All right, later.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for the call. Okay. We do appreciate your call, Donnie. Believe me.
Yes.
Don't be offended by it, Donnie. It's just It's just, you know, we're trying to find the easiest way to do it. And we have all these professionals on here that have been doing this for years. And I'm not saying, Donnie, that you haven't been doing it for years. But you know, I mean, come on. I mean, we're just going what we think's easier for everybody to get to. You know, we're trying to have a smooth transition here, Donnie.
Yes. If there's anyone else who do want to call, just give us a call at 478-254-6287. That's 478-254-6287. Or I Suck Goats.
URAC says fair use is based on the belief that the public is entitled to freely use portions of copyrighted materials for purpose of commentary and criticism. Yep, it's so easy because 77 says. Crom was going to say something, but Derek cut it off.
Oh.
So let's go to the next story. Well, no, that's fine. Just we'll go back to it. Everybody can see what Crom. Crom was saying, if you're having problems tracking where your shows have gone, make a new folder in your bookmark and save the links to it easy.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, so Irvin, you said you tried out. You went on YouNow and checked out Donnie, right?
It's nice looking.
On YouNow.
I didn't check out Donnie. I just went on it and check out Vaughn.
No, I'm talking about, but you said you saw Donnie.
YouNow.
But you said Donnie was the only one on there, so you saw that he was on there.
Yeah. Well, there's somebody else, but obviously she's having a conniption. I mentioned her.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, it looks crappy. Small. Smaller window.
And we keep
this
forgetting.
Vaughn window is nice. It's big.
Yeah, and we keep forgetting the one factor too is that the guy is apparently a pedophile. I mean, that alone is reason not to support YouNow. I mean, hell. So.
Yeah, Official Gaming Girl says, you know, YouNow, whatever, is trashing a bunch of little kids.
Oh, so it's all more of a kiddie place. YouNow is where the kids go, right? And also, City Bum says
the video quality on YouNow is horrible. It's about 3 frames per second, and audio isn't synced. It make me dizzy. Trying to watch it. Wow.
See, I mean, we're hearing nothing but bad stuff about it, Donnie. I mean, you know, we have to consider all of that. We have to consider: do we want to support a pedophile? Do we want our show to look shitty because it's out of sync and it's choppy? Do we want to be told what we can't say and what we can't think? You know, those are all factors. And
everything, yes.
I don't want any of that shit that I just listed. I don't want a pedophile.
Yeah, City Bum says, yes, it's clean and simple. Ura says, Vaughn looks great, sleek and skinny.
Plus, Vaughn
shiny.
starts with a V. V. V.
Hail to the V.
V. Hail to the V.
Yeah.
Yes, baby.
Oh, look at Donnie.
What?
Hey, Donnie, are you retard?
What did he say now?
Are you really mentally ill? Does it really affect you that bad, Donnie? That you can't have your way? Maybe that's why they knocked you over the head a few times. This is the last time I am saying anything about this tomorrow. It is garbage. I was not taught to go into it, period.
What the hell is he saying?
You fucking nut job, dude. What the hell is wrong with you? Cause Anthony corrects you and you look like a stupid ass and you're the only one sitting here saying that it's good that you get that volatile?
Donnie, chill out, man. You're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Woo!
Donnie
got so pissed he didn't spell right. He didn't get his prepositions right. He just he slaughtered the English language.
You are now he's docile. You're making
Stop
it.
picking on Donnie.
You're making
We're
it
not picking
sound
on
like
Donnie.
I'm
We're just trying to
promoting it.
figure out what the hell he's doing, what he's talking about. I'm giving him his say. I'm not picking on him. I mean, he called. He had the balls to call. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you called. We answered. Dude,
No,
you got,
Donnie. Well, it kind of came across like you were promoting it. I mean, you're telling us not to go to Vaughn, and then you're on YouNow. And then you proceed to tell us that it's hard for you to find Vaughn, but it wasn't hard for you to find YouNow.
here we go.
You know, what the hell? I mean,
Morning, Rose. Hey,
all right.
Three Bears, hold
Big
on.
girl on. What's up, Three Bears?
How you doing, Three Bears?
So what do you got to say about all this, or what do you have to say in general?
I just
want to say that I'm calling to break the monotony of everything going on right now.
Okay.
And say that I did sign up for you now. I'm not going there because now that I know where you're going, I'm not going there. I don't like it. Donnie probably doesn't like it. A lot of people don't like it. I'm not going to be supporting it, but I just wanted to say, Derek, you better hang in over those Cool Ranch Doritos because I want them.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Three Bears. Is that it?
Have a good day.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Love you. All right. Hang that up for us.
Okay.
So, there you go. She wanted to make sure we all knew.
But
she
Frito
signed up
Lay,
to it, not knowing where we were going.
Doritos, if you do want to be our sponsors, please check us out.
Oh, yeah.
Just in
Because
case.
you know what Derek would love if he sent that case of Doritos to us once a month.
Ooh, bad.
I'll give
Cool
you
Ranch.
something sweet in a second inside the fridge.
Oh, hell.
All
You
right.
ready to do your little daily
When
bread?
we come back.
You ready to do your little daily bread?
Yep.
You are?
When we come back every day,
Well,
like
it's
I said.
9:45. Why don't you do it now? What do you mean when we come back?
Gamer.
Okay.
Well,
I
what?
was that with Gamer Girl says they came out with the Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos.
That's right.
The Senadors.
Gamer girl. I saw something yesterday about you might move to Georgia. Is that true? Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down, gamer girl. I saw her post something like that. She was telling her friends on her site that she's tired of New Jersey and getting the hell out of there, and she might come to Georgia. I mean, a lot of stuff's going on here. There's problems down here, but lots going on. And like your one buddy said, The Walking Dead's filmed down here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it's filmed in Atlanta area.
Well,
come on down, gamer girl. Bring you yourself and your lovely
we'll do
family.
this after the break.
And we'd love to have you. Then you can be like a regular on the show.
Okay, well, speaking of which, trying to
Going
get your
back to the
snack on,
news.
Get back to the news. There was something here from WMAZ through WXA, the NBC affiliate in Atlanta. It says Delta passengers surprised by pizza delivery on tarmac.
Wow.
Wow. Incredible.
That's a treat.
Oh, yeah. Delta passengers are praising a pilot for ordering pizza for everyone on board during a weather diversion to Knoxville on Monday. The flight from Boston to Atlanta.
How sweet.
The flight from Boston to Atlanta was one of many impacted by severe weather around the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. It says, I didn't get in until 2 o'clock in the morning, but I had a good story to tell during the trip, said Pastor Ryan Wood. The plane had been sitting on the tarmac in Knoxville for 3 hours when the pilot made an announcement. He came across the speaker system and told us that he had Pizza Hut delivered to our plane, another passenger told the Today Show. As many as 30 pizzas were brought on board with a police escort. They put the pizzas in the back of the cop car. I suspect they wouldn't drive a pizza delivery van on the tarmac for security reasons, Wood said. It was still hot, too. That was the best part, he added. The passengers weren't told who paid for the pizzas, but they suspect it was the pilot.
The only fault I find with that story is the guy should have ordered Papa John's instead of what he ordered.
What did he order?
Pizza Hut.
You don't like Pizza Hut?
It's okay.
I like Pizza
It's
Hut.
okay, but I like Papa John's better. Pizza Hut's tolerable. Papa John's is better, and I can't stand that frickin'
Domino's?
No, that $5 one.
Little Caesars?
No, that's horrible pizza.
That's like if you're on
Horrible
the brink of
pizza.
starvation.
That's
Yeah,
horrible
that's
pizza.
all- if you're
But-
on the brink of
Yeah, Little
starvation.
Caesars is pretty bad.
Yeah,
It ruins your stomach.
Little Caesars is horrible. I like Papa John's when it comes to that kind of pizza. You know, if we're going into the franchise fast food pizzas.
Yeah, Papa John's does. I mean, they do.
It's my
I love,
favorite.
I love their toppings and love the dipping sauce they have, like the garlic,
Garlic, and then it comes with that jalapeno pepper.
Oh yeah, because you
Oh,
like
it's
yeah,
got
you
to
like
get
those
that,
hot,
baby!
He's talking about I love hot stuff.
I love it.
Well, hot women, but he likes hot peppers.
I like hot women too. I like women.
You're stuck. You're married.
That's right.
But I'm not. So give me. But anyway.
But yeah, I mean that's very nice of the pilot to do that. You know,
That's very cool.
luckily he didn't order donuts because when they put him in the back of that cop car, if they were
They'd been
donuts,
gone.
they'd have been gone. They wouldn't have made it to the tarmac.
Like them stolen the chicken wings.
Yeah,
like
yeah, the Super Bowl Atlanta chicken wings.
Have anyone found those chicken wings?
No,
we
sir,
haven't
we
found
ain't found shit.
Yeah, we're still looking
No,
for
we're
them.
looking for that shit. I think it's in the trunk with that deer.
Yeah, Fat Cock, you're right. Johnny's, my pizza is the best.
Which one?
Johnny's Pizza. I had it.
Johnny's?
They're a little on the high end, but they're pretty good. Johnny's Pizza.
Never heard of that.
Do they have a franchise?
They got a franchise here.
Oh.
But they're more mallish, like in the mall.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's not Papa John's. That's Johnny's.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
But speaking of some
So
food,
let's stick with food. Hell, we were talking about food.
Yeah.
That's the way to a person's heart. Food and sex.
Herb took you to Johnny's.
Did he?
That's
Oh,
what I
that's
said.
right. That's right. That's the place she
Thank
took us
you,
way
Ed.
back. I forgot the fucking place was called Johnny's. I couldn't remember it. Yeah, that was
Oh,
pretty.
the shit out of IVP at Ingleside.
Oh, that's overrated. IVP is overrated. That's a
What?
local pizza
I'll
joint.
just go buy a loaf of bread.
I mean,
A local bread.
that's a local pizza joint for all you out that don't know what IVP is. Everybody goes gago about it here, and it's overrated.
Well,
I like New York style
Now,
pizza.
It
we're gonna
sucks
have to take
ghosts.
an early
It's-
break because
It's better than Little John. It's not that bad. I mean, come on. It's better than Little Caesars. You got to admit that.
All right, you all right?
It's way better than Little Caesars.
Irvin's out of here.
You know it's better than Little Caesars. I mean,
Yeah, it's better than Little Caesars.
Yeah, but
but that's
Little
not
Caesars
saying.
like $5. I
That's
mean-
not saying much.
For a choke and puke, that's not bad.
Yeah. That's
I
like
mean,
the
if
old
you're-
saying.
Oh, wait a second.
You're-
Choke and heave ho.
You're better than Little Caesars, which doesn't say much for you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of what that means. All right,
okay.
next food story.
Yes, we talked about the food chain with the lion and stuff eating, and then
And
we
the
talked
deer.
about the deer, and then we talked about Pizza Hut. Now we're talking about U.S.
Sucking goats.
U.S. companies seeking final approval to start slaughtering horses for food substance. Yes.
Hey, Wilbur.
Will.
Gonna be Wilbur.
You know-
Wilbur.
Other countries have already beat us to this.
Yes.
Now it's hitting the U.S.
About 8 miles outside of Roswell, New Mexico.
Isn't that where that alien craft crashed
Yeah.
back in the day?
Yeah.
Area
I
51.
wonder if that has something to do with the horses, the horse meat, eating horses.
A shuttered cattle farm is getting ready to reopen its doors. Only this time, the Valley Meat Company won't be killing cows. It's hopes to be the first U.S. farm to start slaughtering horses for human consumption. Not far behind could be plants from Missouri, Iowa, and Oklahoma.
Well,
Yes.
finish the story. I'll give my opinion on
Across the country, companies are applying for permits with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to kill horses for food, a practice Congress ended in 2007. The measure to stop the slaughters, though, lapsed in 2011, and now companies are clamoring to get back into the game. We're getting ready.
We're getting ready.
Valley Meat County company attorney Air Blair Dunn told FoxNews.com. But it hasn't been an easy road, with public opposition still strong to the idea of horse slaughter resuming in the U.S., though the current plans would be geared toward exporting the meat to other countries. Dunn says the farm has had multiple break-ins recently, and earlier this week a bomb threat was called in. There have been death threats too.
And I'm sure PETA's behind that.
Possibly. He says, I am surprised it's risen to the level that it has, he said. For its part, the federal government is sending out mixed messages about the future of these projects. The USDA wants the horse killing ban reinstated, but in the absence of that would be compelled to help the factories become operational. USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack told reporters Tuesday, we're very close to getting the work done that's needed to be done to allow them to operate. But an official at the USDA indicated yesterday that these steps could take significantly more time.
Yeah. See, I'm between a rock and a hard place about this stuff because, you know, I'm an animal lover, but I am a meat lover too. I mean, I could not give up steak. I'm sorry, I just could not.
Wow.
Okay, and the thing about this is, yeah, as upsetting as it sounds, if it tastes good and it's good, why would you make an uproar about this, but yet you're not making an uproar about eating beef and cattle, right? And fish and octopus.
Well, see, that's the difference between fish and killing horses.
No, it's
people
not a
don't
difference.
ride fish.
But
you
it
know?
doesn't matter. No, they can ride.
Well, they can ride actually.
They can ride some fish.
Okay,
Wow.
it's okay at SeaWorld, but you know.
Well,
I only eat meat that can.
Really?
Yeah, I'm against.
Okay, is this Donnie Kurt? Who is this? This is somebody that's pissed about what we're saying, probably. See, Sabuki
What
kind of
roast?
sees what I say. You know,
Whoa.
can't help but
Hey,
put on the speaker.
whoa.
Put on the speaker. No. But you love it. Carnivore. And if I love too. It is sword to me because I'm a but I love. I could
It's what's for dinner.
never be a vegan. Never. But I mean, what's the difference, Derek? What's the difference? You ride a cow.
Well, you
That
go
lame
thousands of
excuse
years
to
that was
go,
a
hey,
source
we
of
can't-
transportation. I don't see it taking a freaking
No, but come on.
Ford F-150.
So,
I mean,
so basically, what you're saying is that the horse is close to us. It's treated
Smart.
more like
Yes.
a friend.
Yes.
But you don't think a cow is a closer companion to us, or you don't think a deer meat or pig is a closer companion.
well, people don't ride deers. I mean, it's a sort
What do
of
you feel,
source of
about
transportation.
cow meat? Man's best countries.
Well, yeah.
Are you against?
You're on country, right? You're on
Rat on
country.
a- What you're saying?
I
I can see people's love for animals. You
You're
know,
wrong with
and I can see people's love for animals and just thinking it's
You
disgusting.
see that, Ed? They're
But-
getting every other word they're saying.
I like food.
You're breaking up big time. You're right.
We're breaking up.
We'll see what the other people say.
Maybe it's because we're on you now.
Before we go jumping to conclusions.
Let's go to chatters.
Says
the rest
Vocal
of the
Bite
chat
says Three Bears says I make my own pizza. Says Yurik says I love Shakey's.
Thank you,
Vocal Bite
because
says I believe a pizza and beer should be remain
Thank you,
pure until
Gamer.
they meet my lips. Sabuki says I want horse meat on the shelves here, but that will never happen. Horse tastes great. Why not eat it? Vocal Bite says they fed horse meat to the Indians too. Crom says horse meat is some tasty
So
shit.
you guys had horse meat. See, I've never had horse meat. As far as
Neither
I
have I.
know, I have, unless it's been like
Yeah.
planted in food I've eaten, and I had no idea. It was
I had
that.
shark steak. At least that's what they
Oh,
had.
shark is good.
Yeah, shark.
All kinds of fish, man. Swordfish is good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat any
Oh, I
of
love that shit. I love that, man. It's just good.
Yurik
It's good.
says, I think horses are smart animals and not the same as cows.
Oh,
So-
but come on, you. That's not fair that you're saying a cow's dumb. Come on now.
well, they have cow tipping. They don't have horse tipping.
No, but come on. I mean, the cow might just be misunderstood and not dumb. Come on, guys. The cow's a cow. It's a life too, but it tastes good, right? You
Yeah.
like cow.
Yeah, I like
You're
that.
a brother.
Yes.
And I know you got like ribs.
Yeah.
I know you're not turning down some ribs, right?
Okay, you got
Okay.
me. You got
You
me.
see,
Okay.
This is why I say race is in all things.
Yeah. So Boogie says horse, cow, pig all sounds like lunch to me. But to be fair,
too,
if it's
Simon.
made of meat, it's made to eat.
I mean, I feel the way you do, Saibuki. Even though I'm an animal lover too, it's like
Oh, man.
I could never be a vegetarian. I just
Johnny
could not
Curry
do it.
says meatloaf wrapped in bacon is the best. That sounds good.
All right, here's our third technical difficulty.
And we're
Ed's
going into
gonna-
a break too, so.
Well, you want to just stop it during the break? Go 2 more
Yeah.
minutes and then we'll do it. 2 more minutes and then break time. Ed will restart it.
Just read his lips. You
Oh,
can
we're
make-
featured too. I hate this. We're featured.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's
You know,
like-
cut. Yeah. LOL. Sabuki adds. LOL says for like Americans have cuisine. You're English. What the hell you know about cuisine? It says you're American. Says like Americans have cuisine. Yeah. I don't know if you count Burger King and Wendy's and McDonald's as cuisine.
Gamer Girl says the other day when I went to Acme, which is the
Your
equivalent of Kroger, they asked me if I wanted turkey with or without horse. Wow.
Ooh,
No, they didn't.
that's terrible.
Was it a joke?
Yeah, Gamer Girl, apparently it's skipping, so we will correct that or try to.
Yes, they did. No. Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
In about
This
2
should
minutes,
be
we're going to cut it off, and we'll be back on our third and final hour, and we will hopefully no longer be skipping.
Yes. Sabuki says it's all made the same. It's just taste. The taste that's different.
Saibuki says it's better now. Better now because says.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you don't have
Well,
to
we still
restart.
got to go to break.
Well, yeah, we go to break. But
Might as well double check it.
and when we come back from break, Irvin will do his daily bread.
Daily bread.
We'll do Wordsmith from John.
Okay, I'm not
Two.
going to reboot it.
He's
then.
not? Okay.
No, I think we need to call Cox. We got a problem with the internet here. We're not getting the bandwidth we're paying for.
That's right.
Ever since
they
that
hooked
tax
in.
place,
Yes. It's screwing with you guys.
All right, not a problem.
Obama ate Vorp's cat. Yep. Somebody likes cat also.
Sabuki says Obama's Korean now. Wow. It says
Bear says it's fine. Do not
says, I
reboot.
was confused. I asked for turkey, and they're talking about horse. Yeah,
That is weird.
that's a weak sounding alarm.
That is very weird, Gamer Girl. You're talking about a bird and they're bringing up horses.
Yeah. That is true.
Well, go into that other story that I sent you.
Do a quick story?
Talking about animal.
Well,
it's a foul story.
let's wait until after the break. It's 9:59 58 seconds in the AM.
Yep, it's getting close to 10 o'clock.
You ready for break it? You're not?
Yeah, just break it up. Will you please? I gotta take a dump.
I'm trying to plan this stuff, so.
Okay, well, go ahead and go with the story. Mr. Ed
yeah.
says it works better for him to get ready for the break, so let's do a story. We'll go on break in about 3 minutes.
Because I have a video for it.
Okay, and he's got a video for it.
Okay.
Go
well,
with
there's
that.
New South Wales police have been asked to investigate more than 100 acts of animal cruelty in Ingham's Turkey Abattoir in southwest of Sydney, which animal activists have described as torture. The ABC's Late Line, actually that's NBC's Late Line or Dateline program.
No, ABC's Late Line.
Oh,
that
Australia.
might be a show in Australia.
Derek, bridge it because I have the video.
Yeah, just the video explained. Just go to like certain hit certain things in it and skip around, and then the video will cover it. Probably.
Okay, well, I'll just preface it. There's a video about the program about these animal liberation, about these turkey farms.
Right. Torture.
Morning, Rose.
Yeah, Kowalski, this is Sergeant Fuller. Where the hell are you? You're supposed to be back on base an hour ago.
What was that?
He said, yeah, this is Sergeant Fuller. Where the hell are you? You're supposed to be about base an hour ago.
Ain't nobody
That's
here in the
crazy.
military. Well, it must be talking about you.
No, that was a prank call. That's probably something by either Derek Shapiro for some shit he's filming. That's going to end up in a Derek Shapiro film.
That's right, and if it doesn't, it'll sue the fuck out of me.
It's gonna-
He doesn't have my fucking release for anything.
He probably
I didn't sign a
he
release.
probably
You did
filmed he probably filmed that phone call for some fucking movie he's making where he's got a character named Sergeant Fuller, and that's his fucking thing. Anyway, whatever. We'll get to that. Thank you, whoever that was. But there's
Yes,
no
you
show.
have the video, right?
Oh, I'm gonna hit him this time. Good morning, Rose.
Yeah, this is Vince calling from Tony's Pizza.
Listen, go fuck your mother. Your mother's a whore, you bastard. And you're an idiot. Sitting on the phone, calling up, making phone calls. You miserable motherfucker. I hope you fucking rot in hell, you piece of shit. Your mother's a fucking whore. You're an asshole. You're a stupid loser, you fucking idiot. And go shove the fucking pizza down your throat. I want nothing, you piece of fucking shit. Goodbye.
Okay.
That's
great.
Put that in your movie.
Yes. The words of Irving Martinez are his and his alone. And
No,
there's no.
I'm gonna tell you something.
No, in this case, it is the words of the
Yeah,
show.
okay, yeah, it is the words.
It's not the words of the song.
Please disregard this message.
If any of my shit or your shit or you guys want to ends up on his shit on a video,
It's got
take his ass to court.
It's got to be a Derek Shapiro
Sue
thing.
the fuck out of it.
You got the video ready? We'll go into the break after we go
investigate
after
video
this.
footage that appears to show repeated acts of animal cruelty at a major poultry processor on the outskirts of Sydney. The video showing some workers bashing and repeatedly kicking turkeys was obtained by Animal Liberation at an Ingham's plant. And a warning, there are some graphic and disturbing images. This exclusive report from Michael Vincent and producer Saskia Koloff.
For 2 weeks, hidden cameras tracked workers as they took turkeys from crates and shackled them before they were stunned and slaughtered. A fallen bird is kicked, then kneed. Distressed, it flaps about helplessly and is kicked again. The bird's distress appears to bring joy to this worker. Finally, the bird is picked up and slammed onto the floor and bashed into the cages 4 times. A co-worker observes without intervening, and then a final act of cruelty. The turkey is repeatedly stomped on until it is still. This is just one incident from 2 weeks of covert filming at Ingham's turkey processing plant in Sydney's southwest. Here, another bird is bashed and kneed. Another day, a bird is kicked 5 times. It appears to be common behaviour. Sometimes the workers take it in turns to knee, then kick the same bird as it hangs in its shackles on the production line. A few seconds later, the 2 workers appear to celebrate. Then one of them slams a bird against the factory wall. These live birds are treated like toys, to be ridden or bashed.
Awful.
I think this is definitely some of the worst that we've seen.
Emma Hurst is from Animal Liberation, which provided the footage to Lakeline.
I mean, you're just seeing this whole complete disconnect from the suffering that these animals are experiencing, as though these animals are just mere objects, and that they're there for their enjoyment to torture them.
Here, a worker apparently tries to separate the bird's head from its body, stretching its neck from the cages while it is attached to the moving shackles.
All right, Ed, you
Then later, there's another attempt.
All right, we're already 6 minutes over, Ed.
Yeah, and I am a meat eater, and I love to eat meat, and I love to eat fowl, and I love to eat beef. But you know what? I'm not for assholish behavior. That's uncalled for, right?
Well, yes,
that's uncalled
obviously.
for. That's uncalled for. Being an eater of meat does not mean go around and torture the hell out of these things and put them through this crap. These are just a bunch of asshole degenerates that just
birds of a feather
flock
squatting together, I guess. Yeah.
But you know that stuff needs to be shown. That stuff needs to be out there so people know that, you know, so these people can be dealt with. I mean that hidden camera stuff, you know, because that is disgusting behavior. Very, very much so.
Yes.
I think even Saibuki would agree. You know, he's a meat eater, but I think he would even agree the behavior of those guys
was just deplorable.
Those assholes, yeah, is uncalled for.
So
we're back. Go ahead. It's 10:07. Give us
10:07. Just go for a break
It's
already.
time for a break. It's 38 degrees, well, 40 degrees outside in Macon, Georgia, with a high 57, low 39. You're watching the Morning Roast, at least for now, on Blog TV.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
You say that I look right through you, but I see every little thing and everything you do. The way you fix your hair, you pout your lips and people stare. I can't take my eyes off you. Like Pablo, Picasso, paint beauty in my eye. You light up my life like a Mona sky. No picture or sculpture make me feel more alive. When the greatest work of art is only mine. There's times when I think of your name.
That was Derek.
I think it has something to do with the movie he's making.
Where I've been, now it's not the same.
Gotta get permission.
I hope we do get some room.
Take my eyes off you.
I hope we do. I'm sure. I don't think it about calling some airbags and shit.
I want to move out of the fence with something.
Because I'm saying we probably got to be in place because the bricks about to hurt.
come a little closer. Let me feel your skin. Tell me something secret. Tell me where to begin. Oh yeah, woman, teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Oh yeah, woman, teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Come pretty baby, will you push me around? Try to break me down, make me break right down. Whisper something dirty and you turn it around. Let me break you down, you better break me down again. Lies, pure disgust, there is no one I can trust. Lies, pure disgust, there is no one I can trust. Lies, pure disgust, there is no one I can trust. Lies, pure disgust. Teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Oh yeah, woman, teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Come pretty baby, will you push me around? Try to break me down, make me break right down. Whisper something dirty and you turn it around. Let me break you down, you better break me down again. Break me down again. Teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Oh yeah, woman, teach me something. Oh yeah, woman, teach me good. Come pretty baby, will you push me around? Try to break me down, make me break right down. Whisper something dirty and you turn it around. Let me break you down, you better break me down. Come pretty baby, will you push me around?
And we are back. It's 10:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You're watching the Morning Roast live at the Nut House in downtown, adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia, in the Thunderdome. And today is March 21st, 2013, with my co-host Anthony Harris, Irvin Martinez, who's occupado right now, and yours truly, DB, Derek Barrett, and he's back. And also making karaoke Ed Einbinder behind the wheels of steel, the Nerve Center.
Yes,
it's 40
we are
degrees.
back.
Yes, it's 40 degrees outside Macon, Georgia. It's sunny for an hour with a high of 57 and a low of 39. Before we get into this third and final hour, I just want to give my condolences to Mr. Johnny Higdon. Anyone and family. Johnny Higdon was a big part of Southwest High School, the school that I went to, that I graduated from. He was a part of the Pep Club among a lot of people. He supported all the high school sports of Southwest. He had some, I guess, some disabilities. It wasn't. I think as a child he had a lot of disabilities, but that didn't stop him from helping out the school. He had the biggest heart, biggest school spirit of all. He recently passed away. He was 65 years old. His funeral service was yesterday, March 20th. I wish I would have known about it, but I just found out. Yes, so my condolences to Johnny Higdon's surviving family members, and you will be missed not only at Southwest High, but also of Macon as well.
There we go. So this hour, we're going to do some trending now.
He's a guy from high school. He was used to
Southwest
High School.
Oh.
We got some trending now coming up this hour.
Mm-hmm.
We got Eat Your Words coming up. We got Wordsmith with the Dictionary of Word Origins by John Ato. What else we got? Irvin, you've been kind of quiet. Well, I don't want to say you've been quiet.
No, well,
you rant and raved on the phone there.
So much medication I'm dealing with now that it's starting to affect my body after a week of starting to take it.
Yeah.
But let's do our daily bread.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. March
the daily
21st.
bread. Put some kind of a
dun dun
sound.
The daily bread, drum fill.
The horse riding in. How's that?
The horse.
Anyway, he has to come up with something for tomorrow's Daily Bread.
Okay,
Go
I'll
with it,
find
Irvin.
something.
Okay. Now, if any of you are familiar with this little booklet, a lot of Christians give these out. Some of them you'll find in stores. It's called Our Daily Bread. And what it does is it, on a daily basis, so this is for today, today's date, 2013, this book is for 2013. Today's date is March 21st.
Yes.
And we're going to look at what Thursday, March 21st, has in store for us spiritually. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Make it count.
Make it count.
1 Peter 4, 1 through 8. Since Christ suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves also with the same in mind. 1 Peter 4, 1. In his battle with cancer, Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Inc., said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the important tool I have ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. His suffering influenced the choices he made. In contrast, the Apostle Peter wanted to motivate his readers to use their suffering to make their lives count for eternity. And he wanted Jesus' suffering and death to inspire them to accept the spiritual conflict and persecution that would result from bearing the name Jesus. Because they loved Jesus, suffering was going to be normal. Because they loved Jesus, suffering was going to be normal. Jesus' suffering was to serve as motivation to give up sinful passions and to be obedient to the will of God. 1 Peter 4, 1 through 1 and 2, if their lives were going to count for eternity, they needed to stop indulging in fleeting pleasures and instead exhaust their lives on what pleased God. Remembering Jesus suffered and died to forgive us our sins is the most important thought we have to inspire us to make godly choices today and to make our lives count for eternity. Jesus, you have suffered and died to forgive us our sins. May your death and resurrection inspire us to never return to what we've been. Help us to resolve the lives we live. Jesus' death forgave my past sins, and it inspires my personal present obedience. There you go.
Yeah, part of it was written by Marvin Williams.
Yes, part of it, he wrote the story that I read. What do you think, guys?
Well,
Since Jesus suffered,
I agree with the idea of making it
suffer.
count. I do agree with the idea of making it count.
Making it count. What about you, brother?
That's what we're trying to do with a lot of
you
things.
got to make it
Sammy
count.
Davis Jr. case is an example.
So today is make it count.
Well, we always try to make it count.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Urach wrote right there. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem. Seize the day.
Make it count. Carpe diem.
Well,
Gamer Girl, to answer your question, we had a call last hour. Some guy talking about Sergeant Fuller and where the hell are we on the base? And then they tried to call back about Tony's Pizza.
Oh, I'm going to click that one out.
And Irving had no time for it. And Irvin basically railed and ranted and
you know
shut
what?
up.
Y'all get to see you later. I'm going to splice it out.
And you know I'm going to get a comment then, right?
The thing is, you guys are talking about food, and my stomach is killing me.
Yeah. Yeah. Urach says, so y'all remember the video of the interview Sarah Palin was in front of the turkey slaughterhouse?
Yes.
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 Classic Palin.
Classic Palin.
Crom says, day after day, killing would make anyone lose track of what's right and wrong.
Yes, Sabuka says, there's no need to beat your dinner till it's dead. Maybe tenderize after death, but not before.
That's right, Sabuki. Don't beat your meat, says Ed. Morning all. Good morning, Bean52. Glad you're here, sweetheart.
Yes.
Bean, yes you have.
Yeah, Facebook's fucked up today. It was fucked up last night.
Facebook is too?
It was fucking up last night.
Was it?
It was
Yes.
farting. It was farting again.
Let's do Eat Your Words real quick. Eat Your Words. Eat Your Words. Authors and the famous basically critiquing other authors and the famous.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to end this one. This is the third and final one in this particular issue of Civilization magazine, which is way back to March, April 1996. Willa Cather. Everybody knows Willa Cather. Hold that call. Answer the call. Tell them to be on hold a minute. We'll get to the call. Willa Cather. Let's wait till the phone rings. Stop. Don't put it on yet, Irvin. Tell them to hold, please. We'll get to them.
Hold on a second, okay?
Willa Cather. She says about The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Kipling's Jungle Tales meant more to me than a tragic wreck or big fire in the city. Yeah. What the hell does that mean, you think, Derek?
The Jungle Book still meant more to me than a tragic wreck on a fire, so it wasn't mean much. Well, screw that heifer. I love that book.
I
love
that book too. I like Jungle Book too. Thank you. That was the greatest response to
That chick is smoking hash. I'm sorry.
Jungle Book.
She's smoking some smack, some serious
Jungle
smack.
Book's great. That's the very first play I was ever in.
Mm-hmm.
My introduction to theater. I was Ka the Snake in Jungle Book back in the 7th grade, 6th grade. Let's do it. Open it up. Open it up, Derek. Put it right there.
Okay.
Welcome to the Morning Roast. You're on the air. Go with what you got to say.
Hello, Morning Roast.
Turn it up.
It's not on speakerphone.
Speaker guy. Hello.
I'm from Indiana. I heard that joke that a prank someone made on you, and I thought that was hilarious the way Irv reacted.
Oh, thank you. Who are you? What's your name?
My name's Allie. I'm from Indiana.
Oh.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Allie.
Are you
Where's
on the
she from?
Indiana? Are you on the chat board or no?
Actually, my little sister was watching you guys, and I came up here and I saw that, and it just made me sit down and keep watching.
Good. Thank you. That's what this show's about. Freedom of speech and telling it like we feel it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well,
my little sister gets on here sometimes, and there's like a lot of pedophiles on here commenting on her like blog and stuff, and it really pisses me off.
who does? Some pedophiles?
Donnie Curry?
Yeah.
Are they with you now?
They comment on her blog.
What? How old is your sister?
She's 13 years old.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. So have you reported them?
Yeah, she reports them whenever they comment stuff like that. And sometimes I wish I knew where they live so I could go cut their dicks off.
Yeah. Good. I agree. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
21. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Stick
I
with
hope our
us.
language isn't too bad.
Yeah. We always say we're not for the kids. We're not here to parent your kids. So you let people watch. If you're the adult of the house and you allow them to watch us.
My little sister says your language is perfect.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
No problem.
Keep
Have
on
a good
watching.
day. Thanks for watching.
You too. All right, bye-bye.
There you go. So Allie's one of the 23 viewers, but she's not one of the 20 chatters. It's good to have a call from somebody that's actually not a chatter because it gives us an idea. Remember that name, Derek, when we say goodbyes? Give a shout out to Allie.
Allie from Indiana.
Allie and her sister who's getting constantly molested by pedophiles online.
Okay.
Cut that shit out, guys, you fucking pedophiles. Go find a woman your age or around there that actually consents.
Derek Shapiro is probably one.
Jesus.
Yes.
That's what I don't like about this. One of the things I don't like about this technology is that shit. Is this fucking sickos. It's like, come on.
And as always, like Allie, if you want to give us a call, just call us at 478-254-6287. That's 478-254-6287. Or I suck goats.
Yeah. Fluke says, I'm glad you said tell it like you feel instead of tell it like it is. Well, that's what it is. It's all opinion-based, C. Fluke. Of course, other than, of course, the things that we say that everybody knows pretty much are fact.
Yes, I know. Bean, you missed a wing dang doodle of the first hours. We talked about like this couple that the woman got caught dead, after being mauled by a lion.
She didn't have protection. The guy had protection. He got away. He got away alive.
He had nothing on but a condom.
But she didn't have protection, and she paid the price.
Yes. Hey,
safe sex involves more than just STDs.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for lions.
This news just in: Harry Reams, star of Deep Throat, dies.
Oh, porn
65.
star.
65.
Porn star Harry Reams died. Man, and Johnny Higdon was 65.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah.
Harry Reams from Deep Throat.
Oh, you
With
got
that
roasted
big,
on the
gigantic
mix
mustache.
What?
Seafluke said you got roasted on the mix in the morning today.
We did?
You did.
I did personally? What'd they say, Fluke? Well, let me guess. They were.
Let them call.
Yeah, call and tell us.
Give us a call. Give us a
because
call.
it's to us to write. They were probably bad mouthing my approach on the mayor at the cherry blossom kickoff.
Talking about
Who
your
fucking
jacket
cares? You guys can talk about me all you want, Math in the morning, because we're going to continue to talk about you.
Yes. Well, speaking of some.
Oh, I know why he's calling.
What?
Well, he's talking about us.
What?
I went on Rick Knight's Facebook last night.
Did you?
Oh.
And I liked everything on his page. I did it for a reason.
Oh, tell us. This is juicy. Tell us, sir.
I get on his.
Rick Knight's one of the hosts, co-hosts
Rick Knight.
of Meth in the Morning. He's the one that went to jail for a few years.
And they got a picture of him standing like this with his,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Doug Dickhead standing in the background, and they made it look like a. They made it look like a promo shot. Like, here's the two tough guys,
Yeah.
So I said, oh, you both look so pretty in pink.
Right.
I said, great pick.
Right.
Then
right.
I went on and said some other shit. Anyway, then I went through his whole Facebook personal now, liking every picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was said there, Ed? You got video?
Video of what?
Of them talking about us this morning?
Well, no. Fluke just said that they were talking about me. I don't think they said anything about your post. I think they're probably talking about me, what I did with the mayor.
Yeah, he's so crazy and talking about your jacket and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I was just getting ready to cue the sound effects.
Whatever.
They're talking about it.
Talk all about us. That's just more publicity for us, too, so.
Like, who cares?
That's right. Who cares? I'm not the guy who went to jail for running a meth house, Rick Knight. Okay? I'll take what I did to the mayor over running a meth house any day. Take that to the bank.
Junkie.
They called you Antoine.
He did. He called me Antoine. Wow.
Well, they called out the Telegraph out for saying that you were a radio host.
Well, it's true. I'm not a radio. This isn't radio per se. That's a mistake people make. Blog TV's not radio.
Their show is freaking boring.
It is boring. I always tell people to go check out their show. I invite you to go to Ustream and check them out.
Dry.
Check their show out, and you come back and tell me whether it was anything worthwhile to watch. And I'm being honest about this. This has nothing to do with having personal vendetta against anybody. Look at their show for what it is. Their show is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay? We only intersect with them for 1 hour. From that 8 to 9 hour is the only time that we intersect with their show. Check out their 6 to 8. If you're up, guys, go to Ustream. Check out Mix in the Morning with Rick Knight and Gary Thigpen and see how boring it is. See how
boring it is.
See how stale it is, Anyway.
Yes, definitely.
Before we go back to stories, or do you got a story?
Well, yeah, I do have a story. We can go do this before we go to work.
Let's do it, brother.
Yeah, something nice. I know we don't have that many good stories and all, but I do want to have something nice. This is something I talked about yesterday before we went off the air. Malayla Yousafzai returns to school as she recovers from the Taliban shooting. As you heard, you know about the teenage Pakistani girl Malayla who was shot in the head by a Taliban member for advocating education for females, is now finally back in school.
Right.
Miss Malayla, who was 15 years old, was shot at point blank range by a Taliban gunman in October of last year. She's been recovering in England for months, and yesterday, I think, yes, she returned to school. She says, "I am so excited today that I have achieved my dream of going back to school," she said in the UPI report, United Press International. Says, "I want all girls in the world to have this basic opportunity." She's attending school at Edgbaston High School for Girls in Birmingham, England, and says she has missed her classmates from Pakistan very, very much.
Good for her. It is a nice story to know that she survived that wackiness.
Yeah.
That wackiness by some wacko.
A gang of wackos.
A Taliban wacky. Who just does not like the idea of freedom of speech, and especially from a woman.
Or education.
Education too. Well, it's all of it. It's freedom of speech. It's educating. Freedom of press, because she was a blogger, right?
Yes.
So good for her. I'm glad she survives, and I'm glad she's making a quick recovery.
Okay.
I wanted to show this real quick out of the same magazine. This is just kind of interesting stuff, and I think Irvin and Ed and Derek would love this. This is a little article in Civilization about daguerreotypes, you know, the old form of photography. And this is a kind of neat portfolio they had put together of just different people and their occupations. Irvin, I think you dig this. Check out this guy. This is circa 1860s. Here is a fireman. Look at this. Here's a fireman. That's a fireman. Old style fireman. Isn't that cool?
Morning, Rose.
I don't know who the hell that was.
Buy a better phone.
Who is it?
I don't hear him.
Hey, buy a better phone.
We don't know what you're doing. Thank you for the call. Check out the peddler. Check out the peddler. The peddler. Peddling. Awesome shots. A great library of history of the different occupations. And seamstress. Check out the seamstress. Circa 1860s. Cool. I don't even know if they can see it. Anyway, just thought, you know, that was kind of interesting too. Derek Barrett.
I guess it is time for the word.
Let's do it. Derek Barrett, read this.
Someone pick a number, page number, another one pick the entry number.
We're approaching 10:34 in the a.m. This is March 21st, the second day of spring here in Macon, Georgia. Blog, television, bringing you the morning roast. Not much longer.
Yes, Urek was saying Rick Knight can't complete a sentence.
He never can. But we're talking back about the meth of the morning. I mean that's what makes it horrible, too.
He went to Alabama.
It's like, you know, if you're in radio, Rick Knight, you're supposed to be able to speak right. Yes. It's radio. It relies on your voice.
Yep.
And should be able
video.
Not on just your miserable personality.
I mean, I know you think you're like some hot shot around here because back in the 80s, you were loved by all the redneck women around here who loved your country show. Okay, great. But, come on. You're very limited, Rick Knight. You're limited to being a country DJ because of your voice and the way you speak. You're not cut out to be a morning show guy that talks about the issues.
Okay.
You've even admitted that. I've seen in the past shows you've admitted it. You've said you know nothing about half of the shit you guys bring up.
Wow.
You don't even prepare. You don't look it up in advance the night before.
Well, you know,
it's
just
like,
in his defense, neither would do it.
No, but we know a little bit more. I mean, we base our show on just free flow, but we do bring some stuff to the table that we've already kind of
looked
at the night before. Or I say I did.
Okay.
But,
speaking of preparation,
and I like to say that I at least, you know, I like to say that I at least, or think that I at least talk better than them.
Oh,
but I
see
sound
that
better.
right away. As soon as I pass this picture, Derek freezes.
Yes. women. Okay. What page did we get?
Yeah, Gamer Girl says page 10 and entry number 5.
Let's do it.
Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that means today's word is Aegis.
Aegis.
Okay.
A-E-G-I-S.
Wow. Okay. Aegis. The notion of protection contained in this word goes back to classical mythology, in which one of the functions or attributes of the Greek god Zeus and later of Roman Jupiter or Minerva was the giving of protection. This was usually represented visually as a shield, traditionally held to be made of goat skin. Hence, Greek Aegis, A-I-G-I-S, the name of the shield, came to be associated with the popular imagination of AIX or AIG in its stem form, the Greek word for goat. English borrowed the word directly from Latin. So we have Aegis.
Aegis. Thank you.
Something.
You can tell the Greek root in that word with the A-E. See, Fluke, I believe you're wrong. I don't know where you're getting your information. Rick Knight did go to Alabama. I think so. I think he used to always say on that show, back when he went to Alabama. That's one reason why he loves the Alabama, the team, the Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, roll.
He speaks right for his audience. You're right. If he's doing an audience show for the country people, like his 3 o'clock show, I'm fine with. His 3 o'clock show, his whatever the hell that's called. What's that? His road show or whatever.
Yeah, road show.
That's fine because he is playing country music and he is going for that audience. But his morning show is supposed to be a drive to work, drive to school morning show that you can also watch on TV at home or on the computer. That's a more of a field he's covering. He is supposed to be covering the city, everybody, not just a particular demographic of country people. So that's why I've always thought he's just not right for that. He's not right for it. And that's kind of part of the problem with Macon is that Macon, yes, you're supposed to somewhat remember your heritage, but you're supposed to remember all of the heritage of Macon. And I believe that's why we tried to sell our show to that station a long time ago, because we are all encompassing of the heritage of Macon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We represent the black. We represent me. We represent even outside of Macon with the New Yorker, right? We got Ed, who's Connecticut.
New England.
New England. I mean, you know, we are all encompassing. Mix in the Morning's not all encompassing. Mix in Morning is really very, very cliquish. It's set to a certain type and demographic.
Yeah.
And a good morning show, in my opinion, has to cover everybody. It has to cover everything.
Right.
Everything.
Even
everything.
Yes. Gamer Girl says about the word, about protection and goat skin, like she fit in so well with everything we talked about, which it did because we talked about, you know, our line says 478-254-6287, which basically adds up to spell I suck goats, which we know as our.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Well, Aegis, you know, that was the whole thing with Wordsmith, is we always thought that was why we did it randomly, because we wanted to see if it was a word that came out that kind of represented any part of what we talked about.
Yeah, and we did talk about protection to a certain extent. The guy that was having sex with his woman, basically it protected him. It just didn't protect the woman.
See, Fluke, I'm serious. Look it up. If you know Rick Knight personally as a friend, email him. I guarantee, I pretty much 95% sure he went to Alabama. I mean,
because he has because Alabama memorabilia on his desk.
Well, what you have to remember too is I at one time did listen to that show occasionally back when it started, when he was with his other first host. I was actually a guest on that show. We all were.
Yeah.
We were on that show before for numerous things as guests, and so at times I did used to listen and watch it, but then it just got so old and it just went even in a worse direction, in my opinion, when they lost Brad Majors. You know, to me, who had a voice for radio. And that is, I think he did. You need to check it. I think he did go to Alabama. And I don't know. Let's answer it. Maybe it's Rick Knight calling. Good morning. Morning, Rose.
Morning, Rose.
Everything's okay, I promise. I forgive you. It's okay, don't worry about him.
That's more prank callers. That was like something from a movie or something. It's okay, girl. Everything shows up. Prank calls, even if they sucky prank calls.
Give me that.
I'll answer it, Ed. I want to see what they say. I want to see what's next. Morning, Roast. Speaker. Come on, Ed.
Hello.
Hi, baby girl. Everything's okay, I promise.
This sounds like a recording.
Okay, thank you. Officer Sutton just called in.
Yeah, before you hang up.
It's a recording, Urban. No one's going to hear you. It's Shapiro.
What do you want to say?
I don't want to say anything. I want.
Okay, we can't sit here and do these fucking phone calls like that all day. We got 18 minutes left in the show. Let's get on.
Plus, Ed gave me a brand new update on the 7 Marines that were killed in a training exercise explosion in Nevada this week. The 7 Marines that were killed, they ranged in age from 19 to 26 years of age. Most of them were veterans in the War of Afghanistan, according to the military. They said in their announcement. They have been identified. The victims, the 7 Marines that were killed, were M19 of Lansing II, Florida, Muchnick, 23 of Lansing, age 21, Ohio, J. Victory, North Carolina, MT, age 21, and Ireland, Aaron, age Madison.
Phones.
7 June 2010 for the 2000.
Tragic. When was the actual one? What? Training
explosion. Yes.
I have a video.
Do you? Okay. Video by Ed? Well, delivered by Ed, I should say.
Delivered by Ed.
Ed didn't bring the video. Well, he brought it up. Hello, Slutface. E-May baby. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Mm-hmm. This morning, America's #1 early morning news.
We learned overnight the identities of the 7 Marines killed this week in a training exercise.
The shock of their deaths being made worse by their youth. ABC's Devin Dwyer now joining us from Washington with details. Devin.
Good morning, John and Diana. That's right. What's so remarkable and horribly sad about this whole story is how young these men were. 6 of the Marines who were killed were in their 20s. All were younger than 26. One of them, as you mentioned earlier, was just 19 years old. And even at those ages, 6 of the 7 men had already served tours of duty in Afghanistan. Of course, as we've reported this week, the men were killed Monday night during a live-fire training exercise at a military facility in Nevada. They were all based at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. 8 of the others involved in the training exercise were injured. The remains of those being killed are now being flown back to their families while the Marines investigate just what went wrong. The mother of one of the victims told us Mason Vanderwerk could hardly contain herself with grief.
He was truly my best friend. Not only my son, but my best friend and my hero. And he could never be replaced.
Now, the Marines say they've suspended most use of the mortar system that caused the malfunction here and caused the explosion, though they will continue to use it in Afghanistan. Diana and John.
All right, Devin, thank you. Heroes to all of us from Washington. We appreciate it this morning.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. You're right, Sabuki. These news...
Let's talk about some stuff that they're going to hate me on. But,
go do it. 15.
Well, I'll only take 5 of that.
Okay.
Okay, here's what we got here. We got these young boys going into service.
Yes.
Okay. And once they go into service, and in some cases, rightfully, for good reason,
yes,
they become an American hero. Our military is always being put on a pedestal, saying our soldiers support our troops, love them for what they do. Okay. Well, I would say a good volume, I wouldn't say all, but a good volume of these guys join the service, not because they think it's a wonderful country, but because it's going to give them a high education. It gets them the hell out of their miserable piece of shit neighborhood that they live in. It's all about self-benefit.
It allows them to be manly.
Right. It allows them to be manly.
Superheroes, shoot guns, throw grenades.
Okay, now look, I'm not beating on soldiers, but there's this freaking illusion like, oh, he's a soldier, you know, a war hero. Bullshit. They're just like any other American that goes out and decides he wants to do military work. But it's not because he really gives a shit about your freedom.
Well, some do. I do believe that some that.
No, some do. But I'm saying not all the time.
No, I agree. I do think that there were some that did it right after 9/11 because they really were pissed off of what happened.
Yeah, well, they're gonna kick my ass.
And again, this is a whole different subject for people like Iraq who believes, of course, 9/11 was an inside job. So we don't have time to get into that now. That's a later show.
No, I'm serious.
But
they're out to make to look.
People got in for that.
Like you made that choice. It's the same shit with priests. Priests are all walking around and everyone's like, wow, you know, that's really cool. He's a good priest or whatever, not a pedophile. Look, that priest decided to be a priest. You decided to be a soldier. Now, we're grateful for whatever service you served, but I bet your ass in a dime a dollar that most of you guys go in there to go in for education, to go in to get the hell out of their neighborhoods.
To legally kill.
And to legally and to hang around with a bunch of young guys like you.
To be able to say, I can kill and get away with it when I go to work.
Yeah, Wildcat, you are a rarity. You're my age. I'm talking about today. These kids today, they're into cyberspace and all this bullshit.
You're talking about the youngers.
I'm talking about the young ones. I'm sorry, Wildcat, but you don't qualify to be young.
Neither do I, because I'm almost 44. I don't think Irvin's talking about it. But, you know, personally, to tell you my reason for joining, it was a combination of things. One was I was so tired of the jobs I was getting. I hated what I was doing.
What does that have to do with I Love America?
I agree. I'm agreeing with you on part of why I went. I will admit right now to you in your face and to the world that was not the top reason that I joined. I joined. I didn't think it out. I didn't think it through. I'll admit that. I was tired of the bullshit.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
No, I'll admit it. But I was only 18. I was only 18.
You did it the other day.
19. What? I did what the other day?
When you went and heckled Ricky.
No, that's different.
You were not thinking.
No, that is not. That's bullshit. I was thinking. That is not comparable. What I did to Rickard, I wholeheartedly stand by and wholeheartedly.
Of course, you've already done it.
No, I wholeheartedly would do it again. I would do it again because I believe what I was doing in that case because the guy is ignoring the fact that we have an incompetent police force and incompetent people on that police force that he should be getting rid of.
Incompetent mayor.
That should not be getting a paycheck. That should not be getting tax dollars money. No, that's completely two different things, Irvin. That's completely two different things. You might have done that. You might have done it. Do you regret what you said to city council?
No.
See? So why do you not regret that? Why is that not a nutbag?
Because I didn't get arrested after it.
That doesn't matter. The arrest doesn't matter.
I was escorted out, though. I have to say.
Well, then let me say this. Do you regret doing what you did when you got arrested outside the Dempsey? Do you think that was wrong? You do.
I don't think it was wrong. I just regretted getting arrested.
You should not. You should not regret that, Irvin.
What?
You should completely stand by what you did.
Spent 14 days getting your ass kicked. And I'm sure.
But that was not your fault. What those people did to you, Irving, was what they did. That should not change what your belief was and what you did.
You're right.
You know that. That's a different thing. I'm going back to the military. I went to the Army as an 18-year-old guy because I was frustrated with the work I was getting. I was tired of it. Of course, I had a family history of military. My dad was a 20-plus year Army guy. My uncle was a retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. He was in Korea. He was in Vietnam. My dad was in Vietnam. You know, there was a history of military. And then also, I'll admit one thing you said, Irvin. I was all into like the idea of going out and being able to shoot guns and learn about new weapons and throw grenades and do that like manly, stuff as little boys that we want to do. We want to play G.I. Joe. We want to play, Hero. And that was part of it too. I admit. Those are the reasons I went in. And of course,
I just got a private.
Not necessarily the right reasons.
From Emma. M.A.
Maybe, yes.
My brother is an airman, and he joined to make our deceased grandpa proud.
Yes.
And he ended up getting the same job my grandpa had.
Yes. See, and there are people that do it for reasons like that, too. And Urban wasn't saying that. Urban was just saying there's a lot of people that do it for the wrong reasons.
That's correct.
He didn't say everybody does.
No, hell no. But I'm just saying everybody's going around glorifying these soldiers.
Well, some
when
should
a lot
be.
of them,
some should be.
Yeah, they joined because they felt pride in their country.
Some should
like
be.
right after 9/11, any man that went during that time,
right,
I feel did it out of passion and
right.
wanting to do something
right.
for this country.
Right.
Soon thereafter, though, even with the constant sending these young boys out to Iraq and
right.
tour of duties, see, you could tell the difference. Some of those guys stuck around forever.
Right.
And why? Because their initial response was to do something for this country
right.
and to really do it this time around.
Right.
Now you got soldiers coming in way after that fact.
Right.
And a lot of them are in more for career moves. And they may not even know why they're there. I mean, they're sticking them in these places that they've never been to. So I'm sure that's exciting for any 19-year-old
right.
and an 18-year-old. So I think it's more like for status than it is selfless as the original Iraq war guys were doing. Honestly, I mean, look, I may be wrong, but I doubt that I'm wrong on this one. You got too many young kids that think everything's a fad or a phase, and to them it would just be another phase. Go to another country, take real nice pictures, Photoshop them, send them to their family so that they can feel like they have value, And
well, there's cases for everything. But see, but when you put that in the context of me, I don't regret what I did with Rickard is one of my proudest moments, to tell you the truth.
It's
because
one of the great moments in making history.
It's one of my proudest moments because I'll tell you why. Because it shows that and I gave them the heads up in advance that this was something was going to be done like this. I said we're not going to cover up these problems and these I can't say the word, and these inaccuracies and problems with this city. Well, not inaccuracies, not the right word. Inadequacies. That's what I should say. Because you're covering it up with this fucking thing called the Cherry Blossom Festival. That is really a pointless thing to have in this city. Okay, celebrate what this city's really about. Cherry blossoms is something relatively new to this city. Okay, 80s. It's because a guy planted some cherry trees here. Okay, Macon's history is not cherry trees.
It's about music.
It's music and art and stuff and other things that have more of a. We started the show off talking about Alan Moore and how he puts a lot into our surroundings, and he's all into where he grew up and where he was born and what it means and what your surroundings mean and what the architecture means. It goes back to that. Macon's more. It's all about a lot more than these fucking cherry trees that don't even bloom when they're supposed to bloom for this festival, Irving, right? These cherry trees. You talked about it yesterday.
There's nothing.
There's no damn bloom.
Not one.
Right.
Not one.
Okay. So what I did.
And there were no people either. This place was empty.
What I did was
a bunch of old ladies dancing.
Very, very much needed, because it pulled the wool out from over people's eyes. It pulled the covers off of people's eyes that, look, you can try to hide the problems Macon has with this bullshit little thing you're going around selling to people, and I'm not having it. And I will never regret what I did because it needed to be said. And what I said is what a lot of people feel. They just
nobody's saying what you said or did.
No, but you keep bringing it up like I was a nutcase to do that.
I didn't keep bringing up nothing. I brought it up once.
No, I just mean in general. You keep acting like that's like a nutty thing to do. And I'm thinking just because the majority don't agree with it doesn't mean it's nutty.
All I'm saying is, all I did was it caused mayhem in the city, of course. But all I did was cause you $650.
No, not yet. Not yet. Well, I go to court over it.
I know.
I go to court over it. My court date's May 3rd. You know, I have some support from some of our city officials over this. You know, I have a couple of them that support me over this. So-called respected people, city council members. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But if I do pay something, it was well worth it. Well worth it.
I'm not criticizing what you did. I'm just saying.
Right. Just like I respect what you did, Irvin. Yeah. I wasn't there, but you were there when you got arrested at the Dempsey because you thought that these people should have handicap access, right? Right, Irvin?
Yeah.
You were fighting for a belief.
I still will fight for my belief.
And you still believe that. So why should you feel sorry or regret being arrested for what you stood up for? To me, it's a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor, to be honest with you, because this comes from a guy who does not believe that a lot of laws or any laws should be thrown upon us.
That is a cute picture, dude.
Cute picture of what?
What he just sent me.
Oh, the old lady.
Who sent you?
Now
these guys over here flipping through women pictures and everything else, and Derek's getting his rocks off looking at these hot women, as usual. Hell, it's 10:58.
That concludes our show.
We got to get the hell out of here. Let's do what the chatters are doing.
Look at that, man.
What about
Look
it?
at that.
Okay, pardon me while I follow this girl forever. Okay. Bam.
Nice as
All right, no. Let's go on up. Let's go. I want to see what the chatters are saying about our rant here that Durbin and I were going at. Blame global warming. Oh, hang on. It's not happening in the States, is it? Saibuki. Yurak says, 3, just make sure you have a real talk to him about the real facts of life and death and war. I don't get what Yurak was going on there. We missed something.
Oh, it says 3 Bear says you will never be the same once you go into the military and not all for the good. Not all for the good. Just
sure,
saying.
Good points. Tough way to live. Hello, Rosalind. Good morning, Rosalind.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk my 13-year-old stepson to going because he has some issues mentally, and his mother thinks this will help.
Oh yeah, that could be a problem sometimes.
Yeah, my dad. I'm actually the first male in my family to not end up in the military. My grandfather, my dad, served in Korea. He was in the army. My grandfather, before him, served in World War II in the Marine Corps. So I'm pretty much the first
Say
person.
his name. Give him a shout out.
Yes, Joseph Barrett Jr. was my father.
There you go.
It was in the Army.
Who was your grandfather?
Joseph Barrett Sr.
There you
was
go.
in the Marine Corps during World War II. So so I'm the first Barrett male in a century to not end up in the military. Not since, I guess, the last time was like what, World War I, or I think maybe before that, like Spanish-American War, something like around by that time. But the first one in 100 years to not end up in combat or military.
Yes. Celebrate the music and apologize for the racism. That's pretty good. See Fluke referring to Macon, Georgia.
That's pretty much in a nutshell, which it should be.
You know, but not sure that's a good thing. Orange or Salon, welcome to the show, my man or my lady. Welcome, glad you're here. It's a little late. We're going to be done in about 5 minutes. We started a little late. So
we're done.
Well, let's go 5 minutes. We started about 9 after. So let's give them that full 3
Tony
hours.
Slutface says, I wasn't aware you guys had a Navy sib. Oh, is it 3 rowboats and a cannon that shoots soccer balls? It says, Sabuka says, no, we have 47 ships that you could probably fit in your biggest carrier.
Yes.
That's probably true.
Rosalind says, Yurak, I was raised Marine Corps. I learned to respect all military. New, old, retired, vets, dead, missing, all of them. Steve Fluke says, getting arrested wasn't a good thing. Raising awareness is good, but who was the target of the protest? The target was the mayor. This system, this city system. The mayor, for his incompetence of not taking care of his police force like he should have, which goes all the way, as Irvin says, the fish rots from the head
Down.
Okay.
That's what it is. The mayor has been told repeatedly by many. The citizens have spoke. After all, the citizens are supposed to be the ones in control. Have you guys forgot that? People, the citizens are the ones who are supposed to be the bosses.
Isn't it weird? The only thing that they said about me
was,
oh, you were escorted out.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you remember?
That's what they said. No, I remember what you said because I was there. But the ones that weren't there are only going to hear like you said because that's the way the media is. Let's make it the sensationalism of what happened that was bad. You know, Ant was arrested. Irvin was escorted out, you know. But no, the protest was after an incompetent mayor who should have had his police force files on his desk throughout his administration. He's 5 years into it now, 6 years into being mayor.
Yes.
His incompetence is reflected on how Officer Sutton and other officers have acted.
Right.
How Watts and Guidry stole tractors. Alphonse Jones and this other one stole guns from crime scenes and gave them away as gifts.
And one person was fired. One of the cops was fired, having to fight over at the Waffle House.
I mean, this
reflects
the mayor. If you can't understand that, I can't help you any further than that.
Right.
The mayor does have to catch heat.
Here's a Frank Zappa phrase. A mine is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it is not open.
Exactly.
I've heard that one. That's a classic.
Exactly.
I like
classic.
that.
Definitely.
Well, it's 11:03, about 15 seconds.
I got a couple of good stories. I know it's...
Wait.
What?
Not a couple. Let's do one. We'll save the other for tomorrow. I mean, unless...
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom here, for God's sake.
Well, not only that, I don't know if we want to discuss two. Are these just quick mentions real quick?
Just quick mentions.
If it's sports, get rid of it.
Well, cover your ears. The WBC Championship, Dominicans defeat Puerto Rico. Actually, they blanked them 8-0. No, 3-0.
They're
in the
reveling
WBC
in the Bronx.
On a rainy night.
In the World Baseball Classics, and they finished the tournament 8-0. The first champions in WBC history
Where
to
did they
remain
play?
unbeaten.
They played
in San Francisco, AT&T Park.
And all right, that's a quick mention. Do that one. That's fine. That's fine.
And needless to say, I guess there's there was a near sellout crowd last night at the Macon Coliseum when Sir Elton John performed.
Elton John was in town.
Yes.
I don't know anybody directly that went. I'm sure if I find out.
Well, I know Vivian went with their crew.
They went. Jimmy and them went.
I'm
Jimmy,
sure.
Okay. Oh, you do. You're sure? Or you know?
Well, Vivian went.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
She's got a picture on.
That's one of the things I do miss about working at TV stations because I did used to get some comp tickets.
Yeah,
you'll be in the nosebleed section, but still.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's Vivian. Oh.
What is this? Going to the concert? Okay, at the concert. Well, Elton John had a good turnout.
Very good turnout.
I'll tell you what.
There it is.
It explains. Who's that with her?
Vivian?
No, who the other two?
Kelly Grant.
That's Tammy Spires.
Oh, the one that's okay. Yeah, Tammy. Okay, I have no clue who those people were.
Yes,
but now I do. Well, let's do the roll call, Derek. We always got to lead with the roll call. We got to think.
Yes.
Let me start with thank you, Allie, for calling.
Allie from Indiana.
That called in. We appreciate it. Hey, I keep those pedophiles away from yourself and your sister.
Yes, yes.
Let's go through real quick. Anything they're saying that we don't want to leave hanging?
It says NASA JPL.
Nothing staler than yesterday's news. Laugh out loud, Cy. That's true. Cy said mines are like parachutes for closing down on you unexpectedly. C. Fluke says people remember the emotionally charged stuff, not the message. The message must be clear and directed at the people. Well, but they should know the message by now, C. Fluke. If they've been paying attention to what we are pissed off about concerning this shooting, they should know the message. What it is people are just not used, especially in this town. They're not used to being that so much in the face of their leaders. They're used to being quiet, sweeping it under the rug, scared to say anything, and I'm not that guy. I'm going to approach you and I'm going to put your feet to the fire, especially if you're the mayor. You work for us. Get that point right. You work for us. You're not our boss. People have lost the idea of politics. They think that when they get in office, they're the boss. They tell us what to do. They control us. That's not the game. That's not it. That's not what it's meant to be. That's not what this was set up for. So, if you can't, I was very clear. Fire Officer Sutton. Why haven't you? His record's horrible. Why haven't you fired Chief Burns? He's done nothing about his bad officers. It goes all the way up to the head.
Okay. Well, we had well over 20 chatters, I think 23 or so. But I'll go through the viewership. Thank you all the viewers for making us, Blog TV, for keeping us featured for a while. All our chatters, City Bum, Crom, Orange Salon, Fat Cock, Rosalind.
Rosalind, thank you.
3 Bears, Bean 52, Fisher Gamer Girl, Tony Slutface, Up Main, Yurik Wildcat, Saibuki, Yurik Wildcat, Analyzing, Funny, Up Main, I Heart, Kisses XX, Michaela 78, Sharon was here, our guest DJ Ball, and guest Miss Spot, also Coffee Guy who was here.
Donnie Curry, we thank you for calling in, Donnie.
DS Photo Guy, and also Eve 42 Plastic Canvas, who was also here earlier
for a short time.
C
Fluke.
This is also C Fluke, and I don't know if Earl was there, but anyway,
didn't see Earl.
Tune in again tomorrow. That will be our final Flip and Fly.
It's the final one on. That's right. Tomorrow's our final Blog TV show. We're going to Vaughn Monday the 25th. Right?
Yes, Vaughn
I'm
Live
glad you're so
TV.
excited.
I am. Because
Me too.
It's Flip It Friday. We're going to just cover everything we can. We're going to tell you about Slim Sims. We're going to flip the hell out of the script.
Yes, we will. Till next time,
Sounds
same
good.
blog time, same blog channel.
Bye. Love you.
Take care.
Have a good Thursday. Be safe. Hey, join us today. I'll be down there, 3rd Street Park in Cherry, with my signs. We want Sutton fired.
Goodbye. What were we talking about yesterday, you and I, about this Three Stooges thing? That Ed Sheeran